And welcome to the strongest, bestest, most handsomest, when it's not Wednesdays at a certain barn in Western Pennsylvania,
Inside.
podcast. I had to get real niche on that. It's episode 138 of the Strength Hammer podcast with me, your host, Chuck Moore, and then Fit Hammer as the, I want to say morning co-host, even though like
Sure. It's not morning
not.
anymore.
Okay, well if you're out there, buddy, you have to listen to the section with Alex in the morning and then the
Right.
section with Neil in the afternoon. Okay, that's how we're
Yeah.
gonna.
Take
That's I need
applause.
that. Promise me out there, letting me know in the comments that you're doing that. So we're all good.
Because we used to record on the same day, me in the morning and you in the evening.
Well, it's funny. Like it's so funny because for the longest time, Neil and I were the same days. Like didn't
Hmm.
have to plan it, just we knew. And then you were kind of boom, 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 and then now you're that way. And I have to check
Right.
with Neil like every week, like, hey, is Thursday okay? Do we need to do Saturday morning? Like, it's only a
Sure.
few times. It's not like any
Sure.
time, but it's like what works with your family schedule.
Right. Right. Yeah, because I've hopped on probably episode 85, 90, something like that.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it took us 10, 15, 20 episodes to figure out what's a good time for me.
God
But
forbid
now
we.
I'm here.
Yes, I'm nervous for the podcast, obviously, and then I guess little housekeeping to start here. Next, after this podcast, so next week there won't be a podcast because we'll all be at an
Ah,
event, so scheduling's gonna be hard. I'll
we can
put up.
record at the event.
We could do little snippets, little videos, but yeah, I'm curious at the week after where the three of us try to schedule time to be together to talk about the
Right.
games
Right.
all at the
It's gonna be
same time.
interesting.
You might be waking up early Saturdays. All I'm gonna warn you.
The three of us is Neil not playing at the event?
That's the third person on the show, Alex.
Oh, I thought okay. I thought you're gonna bring Matt in as well.
I could, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, anybody that's going to this Akron Brew Brawl, if you want to wake up at 6 a.m. Saturday after the event, we
Oh,
can jump
jeez.
on and talk about it. All right.
Very good. Ooh, LaCroix.
It is, yes, it's
I
delicious.
have my decaf coffee.
Nice. I had some coffee earlier. I wasn't a rough day, but it was an odd day. So I had to go
Mm.
in this morning. I had a couple cavities.
Okay. Oh.
So did the wife. It was actually really funny. 2 weeks ago, we went to the dentist, and they're like, and it was just just degrades over time. Like I'm using like this Japanese toothpaste helps me remineralize all that. I use all that
Sure.
good stuff.
Sure.
They're just like sometimes it's age. Have you introduced anything extra into your diet? I'm like, no, I've always kind of had the sweet tooth. I haven't really,
Mhm.
I'm not like holding candy. I don't do hard candy anyway. But um, they're like, okay, it just happens with age sometimes. So I had three very very small. It wasn't even cavities yet. It's like they would become cavities.
Sure. 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 Sure.
So like, let's just get it in, fill it before it gets even worse. I'm like, okay, sure. I had to laugh because I was like, Lauren, my wife's gonna make fun of me. And then they're like, oh no, she has two as well. I'm like, oh, perfect. So
Oh,
so
well, I'm
as
glad your teeth are doing well now.
they hurt right. Well, it hurts right now because I had work done today, and literally about an hour ago is where I could finally eat food and talk again because my whole like
Good
tongue and lip,
timing.
it was all no, it was awful.
Did you go today?
Yeah,
Then I see. I see. That's why you were off yesterday. You were dreading the dentist appointment.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of that too. Yeah.
At some point in the summer, I'll be getting my wisdom teeth out, so we'll see how that recording goes.
Okay, Alex is not recording that week. I'm just gonna put my foot down right now. You will not want to. I've seen
Yeah,
like
I'm planning not to do anything that week.
yeah, it'll be a solo show. Me and Neil will be fine.
Very good.
But hey, I hope before that wisdom teeth comes out that you remember to cut your lawn because we have to find out how the lawn is doing for you, Alex.
Well, we had a lot of rain. I was actually planning to cut the lawn after this today, but unfortunately, we had rain most of the week, and
Yeah,
I
they
didn't get a chance to.
they were
I'm
calling for
hoping tomorrow.
a nice week, a little cool, but they weren't really calling for the rain. And yeah, we're
They
getting
really weren't.
drenched.
I even looked ahead of time. I tried to schedule like, oh, this looks like it's going to be relatively dry that
Mm-hmm.
day. I'm going to cut that day. And my hope is that tomorrow there's going to be some sunshine and maybe no rain for a few hours to cut it. Because otherwise, this weekend we have a tournament and
We
I
are.
don't think I'll get a chance. So it might be, if it keeps raining, it might be not until next week when I
Let's
cut the lawn.
mm, I don't know.
There's like one spot in the late morning, early afternoon, at least in the where I live, where
Yeah,
like for 2 hours it's 30% rain. So I'm hoping,
yeah, but you gotta
but
let
we'll
that sun
see.
come out and dry up the rain. Otherwise,
That's
it's
exact. Yeah,
I know
that's
it's tough.
true. That's true.
I'm unlikely. But I'll probably be reading rules tomorrow for our little. Yeah, I guess we could mention briefly. There's a tournament this weekend. Alex and I are
Yes.
going to.
Mhm.
It's a round round table tournament. Is that what it's called?
Round robin
Round robin
tournament.
tournament. Yes.
Hmm.
Um, so 6 of us, and it's Middle Earth strategy battle game.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm so excited for this.
it's local. It's a little invitee thing. So it's like, yeah, but we'll be that this
It's
weekend.
all the friends, basically.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I should read the rules at least a little bit
Yeah, because you haven't played a
of this new
game
edition
in.
at all.
Yeah, yeah,
And I haven't played Middle Earth strategy battle game for well over a year and a half.
yeah. The rule set is really similar. So like you'll remember what you played a year and a half.
Hmm.
And nice thing that Matt did, the organizer, is he gave us 3 hour for the first round,
Yeah.
which like a 500 point game of Lord of the Rings of Middle Earth should take an hour and a half at most when you know the rules,
Right.
right? So we'll be fine after the first game. Like I feel very confident in the rules after playing one 3 hour game with Ben a couple months ago.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm playing Rivendell, so in the elite army, so I don't have a lot to really learn. And really, most of my troops are going to be the same stats. It's just do you have a bow or a
Exactly.
sword? So
Are you guys pretty similar, or do you have like a lot of unique characters and
no.
units?
So I have two characters. One's just like a captain. And
Okay,
one's Elrond. And he's mounted on a horse. And he's going to be with the knights. And then
nice.
I have a bunch of warriors, some with swords, some with bows. The nice thing is, because bows are very limited,
Hmm.
the knights
Yes.
get bows, and they don't count towards my total. So I actually have a decent amount of shots inside my list.
Oh, that's cool. What
So
makes it? You're elves,
so
so you
yeah,
should have bows.
yeah. So I have 5 extra bows essentially, but they're on mounted horses. So I don't know if those horses want to charge in anyway, and the bows are just there for.
Sure, sure. Yeah, you'll find out. Well, yeah, because I think in the game you can move half the distance and shoot. So with horses, you'll still be able to get a good mobility and get shots in.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what it does. But
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very
yeah,
excited for the tournament.
which actually, yeah, it's gonna actually. You know what? Trying to think. Maybe we will. We maybe there will be an episode next week, and maybe it'll be a short one with me and Alex where we talk about that event. Because
I would actually like that because I would like us to discuss this tournament because we won't if we go into the week after because we'll be discussing the Old World tournament.
yeah, I think we can do that for sure. And if Neil has availability and can record before next tournament, sure. But I have a feeling he's gonna want to spend time with the family before that.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
get that. So you and I we'll get something in for that. So there'll be
Let's do it. I would like to do that.
there'll be a
Good.
podcast
Let's
next
do it.
week. Yes.
Excellent.
My lawn is equally as drowned.
I figured.
It's not terrible, but last night coming home from the club night, you come up, lights are on, and it's raining, and you see the grass. You're like, it's a little high,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. It's not awful. It's not awful, but if we have to wait until next week, it will be not the most pristine
we'll see.
lawn.
Maybe there'll be a Sunday evening cut.
It could be a Sunday evening. That's true.
We'll
That's
see.
true.
I mean, or even well, not. I wouldn't say it's Marks. We'll be hanging out after we're finished gaming, even though
Right. Yes, we're
even though we're all
getting
going home. Well, most of us are going home at night.
right, right. But yeah, we're getting Chuck and I are getting an old world game tomorrow.
Yes, that's true. We gotta get
Mhm.
some tournament prep in. Even though
Right.
I don't know if I could bring a list that could beat your list, but a good tightening up of the rules and stuff is kind of the focus for me tomorrow.
At least if anybody brings an all goblin list that is not as good as my list, you'll be able to beat it easily.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's the
It's
good
it,
news.
it's like I was at early Age of Sigmar like 2.0, and I just played Daughters Kane like crazy, and then you guys would go, and like it would just be mean over and over again, and you guys would go play like a not as mean Daughters Kane list. You're like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna
This is
destroy you.
easy. This is easy mode right now. I know how to beat you exactly.
That's what you're doing to me. I'm gonna go up against like, anyone with goblins and be like, okay, how many
Yeah.
squeaks you got? I got 3.
Yeah. How many
Easy.
fanatics do you have? None. Oh, okay, cool.
You
Well,
got
it's gonna be a
fanatics
good
in there?
game.
That's whatever.
Good stuff.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so you all know this from looking at the name and the thumbnail already, but this is what me and Neil are going to be talking about. This blurry
Very
arcane
good.
journal of
Very
the
good.
Wood Elves. So to play in line with that a little bit, Alex and I are going to go back and forth. We're going to try and think of as many sort of outdoor fitness activities or sports, just to offer suggestions on what we maybe know about it, to get people interested on how can you be fit like a wood elf while living in the woods. The grid's
Very
down,
good.
the grid's
Very
out. All
good.
right, there's no more electricity. All the gyms are shut down. Everything that's a heavy circle disappeared. So how do we stay in shape? That's
Just a heads up, even though I think exercising outside is a good idea,
right.
I personally barely do any of this. Most of my exercise is at the gym. And even when I do walk, it's mostly at the gym. I have to confess it, but it's going to be a heavy Chuck giving me ideas of what to say episode.
That's fine. You'll think of some stuff. Like I said, there's a
Sure.
lot more ways to be fit afterwards. But let me start off. I will take the basics. I do this one. You'll see it on my Instagram stories. Just walking on a trail. Me and my wife do that when it's not raining every day. We go out for a nice, 30 sometimes 40-minute walk out on a little trail through the woods, past farm, all that sort of stuff. So and it's very easy. It's no hills, but that's a nice way just to get some steady state, very low impact sort of cardio. Just I wouldn't even say my heart's really even elevating too much, but
Yeah.
it's nice to be outside and moving.
Yeah. One thing I will say about this one is looking at research and studies of people who lost weight and retained the weight loss long term, most of them exercised, and most of the people who exercised did walking.
Mhm.
So the reality is, walking is one of the most sustainable forms of exercise. So you should definitely be doing it if you can.
Should always be walking. Actually, tell you what. I'm gonna throw out as many as I know, Alex, and you just respond with what you know about it. How about that
Sure,
little
I like
little
it. I
little
like it.
reaction version?
Yeah, very
Um,
good.
let's step it up to, I guess, true, like I guess mountain hiking. You've done this
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Plenty.
actually taking this elevated where maybe it's not smooth terrain the whole way. Maybe there's a little bit of climbing involved. So you've done stuff like this, I believe.
Yeah.
Last
So
summer.
yeah. And we actually usually we go do something like that once a year at least, and or at least seasonally a few times a year. And what I like about this one is usually you have a trail to complete, so
Hmm.
you have a goal.
Oh,
Right, so
okay.
you can take it at your own pace, but, like, if you go walking around the neighborhood or kind of generally in the park, yeah, you can do 1 loop or whatnot, but it's much more loose as far as what are you trying to accomplish. Are you going for time? Are you trying to go for distance? But when you go to a trail, like a more advanced trail, like a hike, you have usually a goal, right?
Right.
You go on All Trails as an app with all the hikes,
Oh,
if
yes.
you
I,
want.
I do know all trails. Yeah.
Yep, a free app that I use primarily not to get lost
Fair.
is it gives you that, right? It gives you a grade. So you can start with easy, medium, hard. I think there's advanced. And you have a goal. Okay, my goal is to complete that hike. Right? You go by yourself, you go with friends, you're in nature, you do it at your own pace. So that's something I like about hiking.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. I knew about the trail thing, but I didn't know that I guess there is goals to it. I never really associated a goal towards it,
Yeah.
but that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
No, especially if you're somebody who's not very active, that could be a good almost like challenge leveling up,
Hmm.
right? Because you can find, okay, let me find trails in my area that are easy. And they're going to be very flat, very short. And then you can go into intermediate and hard and advanced. And that could be your goal to be able to complete advanced trails.
And actually, one of the goals at the end of one of those trails could be a nice little swimming hole because swimming is
Mm,
another great outdoor exercise. It doesn't have to just be in a pool. I mean, the ocean technically counts, but we're not talking about Idoneth Deepkin today or what else.
sure,
So,
sure.
what about like swimming? Have you done any sort of like just exercise like swimming like inside, even if it's inside of a pool? Have you ever done sort of like aquatic sort of fitness, Alex?
No.
Okay.
The only thing I will say about swimming is number one, if you are a heavier person, especially if you're a heavier person, it's probably one of the best exercises for you because it's still going to burn a lot of calories while being
Mm,
very easy on your joints. In general, if you have joint issues, it's just a very good exercise because you're floating. But especially if you're a heavier person, like 400 plus pounds, 350 plus pounds, 300 plus pounds, this is a very good exercise to do lots of, burn a lot of calories, burn calories, maybe even build some muscle without putting almost any pressure on your joints.
I say it doesn't never feels like exercise when I'm out like a swimming hole type thing, but
Sure,
uh
sure, sure.
the local gym has an Olympic swimming pool with a couple lanes, and let me tell you, doing one lap,
Yeah.
or well, not even a lap, just down once, and not even down and back. Let me tell you, I am always shocked at just how hard that is. And like
Hmm.
I'm not a terrible swimmer. I'm a competent swimmer. I feel comfortable swimming. But oh my god, you get like halfway and you're like, what?
It's rough.
It's
It's rough out
ridiculous.
there.
Yeah.
I do
Um,
want to give a shout out to Will Tennyson if you want to check out his channel
oh
on
yeah, yeah.
YouTube. He
I'm sure he
recently made
listens. I'm sure he listens. Hey, Will, how you doing?
hey Will, how's it going? He actually recently made a video interviewing a heavier person who's lost a lot of weight already, and one of the primary exercises they do is swimming, in addition to resistance training. So yeah, excellent exercise to do indoors, outdoors. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
You should do it if you can.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree, 100%. Another one, and you might not know this one. I bet you don't. I didn't know about it.
Okay.
Prior job I had, my one coworker, he was older than me. He loved it.
Okay.
It's great physical activity, but it's also great mental activity.
Okay.
Orienteering.
No idea.
So that is, they usually do it in the form of like a race. You're not running per se, but you have this big swath of land, and they'll put out poles with like little like chits or flags on them, and
Okay.
you have to use a map and a compass only and go and get all of those. And it's not always easy
Okay.
terrain. It's sometimes you're like
Okay.
up and down like mountains and things like that, and like and it's gonna be 4 hours to get through it all at
Okay.
a good pace for those types of people. And
I like that.
yeah, he told me all about it. It's fascinating, and it's just like, yeah, it's survival skill,
So it's orienteering,
orienteering,
and you have a compass and a
compass and a
map.
map, and like
Okay.
and yeah, and you're going to different locations on the map.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. Especially, I think if you have the right people, especially, and you can like kind of work together too, that could be fun.
What he I'm sure there is team based versions of it, but he did like individual based.
Is it a race? Are you trying to like beat
It's it,
time?
it's a race much uh like a marathon's a race. Like,
Okay.
sure, the first minute gets across, like, congratulations, you did a good job, but it's more about,
I
am I
see.
improving?
Yeah.
Did I
Okay.
miss
I see.
anything? Am I getting better than last time?
And do you do it with other people at the same time?
Yeah, it'll be like a big group will go at once.
So I just know if the guy is good, I'll just follow him like in the
Well,
bushes.
I say all at once, like there's timing separations.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Okay. So you
but
can't just follow the person.
right, but like your times, and like there is like a leaderboard and stuff too. I'm sure there's
I see.
also times where it's like everybody go at once, and like maybe because the thing is too, you just have to get all the flags. So maybe that some people will look at the map and go, I want to go here first because this is the harder terrain for me. Then I can do it easy after instead of doing So like you don't have to necessarily go in a line.
Sure.
It's just getting everything and then getting out. So
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fun. If you have an orienteering group, that sounds pretty
yeah,
excellent.
if you
Not
are, let
gonna
me
lie.
know. It was very fascinating listening to his escapades through it.
Yeah. Didn't expect to learn this episode, but
Hmm.
now I have.
Another great one that kind of comes into play sometimes with those trails and definitely with orienteering to a bit, but not to the level that I'm talking about here. But rock climbing,
Oh yeah.
something I
Yeah.
love. I love watching rock climbing competitions. I love watching the documentaries on them. I have yet to like really try it much. I really want to, but it's just like I wish there was one closer to me, like a gym per se. Not
Yeah.
necessarily go outside and do it yet. I'd rather do the gym first, but um,
Yeah. There's a closest one to us like an hour away, and it's just not very convenient to do so.
yeah. And the thing is too, like we live in the Appalachians, so there's plenty of
A lot.
those places that I could go
A
outside and
lot.
do it. But yeah, you probably want to get with a group and like learn that sort of stuff. But you know, as long as there's big boulders, you probably have rock climbing places at your location, even if you're
Yeah.
not near a mountain.
And it's almost like an addition you could do when you go on hikes or trails.
Oh, I mean, you have to hike to get to these places
You have
usually.
to
So
exactly, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, so it's a bonus, yeah. Yeah, honestly, in addition to that, I would also throw in, like, tree climbing, right? If you already
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, because 'cause I'm thinking the last time I went on that sort of hike, we just climbed a big old tree with, like, 2 of my friends, and we got to the very top and took some pictures. It was a good time.
That's fun. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
even let's take it. What if you don't want to climb that tree, but you still want to get to the top? Well, there is actually lumberjack sports out there. I
Ah,
wouldn't say go
okay.
outside and start cutting down trees for exercise,
Sure, sure, more specific type of training.
right? But there is lumberjack. I don't know what it's called. I apologize if you're into that sport. It's fascinating. Um,
It's different than Highland games, right? It's
oh yeah, it's very different.
right, okay, got it, got
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, although to be fair, now that you mention it, because I don't have much to talk about on the lumberjack style games, they're just
Sure,
fascinating to me. But yeah,
sure,
like a
sure, sure.
Highland Games is a great way because it is very nature based. It's rocks,
Mhm.
it's heavy bags of hay, it's logs. It's a good
Yeah,
one.
so if you are looking for something to do, like I say, you do have time to work out in the summer and you don't want to be in the gym, yeah, get involved with some local sport group that does things outside.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even CrossFit to a point has a lot of outside stuff
Yeah,
because like the running is going to be outside. I mean that's very minimal, but yeah, running.
yeah. Same thing with some of the strongman stuff, right? You can do a lot of strongman things outside as well.
Yeah, pick up the heavy thing. What
Pick up
heavy
a heavy
thing?
thing,
Just pick a
get
heavy
some
thing.
rocks.
Some rocks, get some logs, go to town. Um,
Yeah,
Perfect.
absolutely.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else right now. Nothing's really hitting me. It's a lot of outside stuff. I mean, obviously you can get a nice sturdy tree, do some pull-ups, all that sort of fun stuff.
You can do biking if you're into that.
That's true. That's true. I mean, technically horseback riding, a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
core workout there.
Biking, mountain climbing, right? You can do this. Oh, not mountain climbing. Um, mountain biking.
Mountain
So
biking.
if you find the trails for mountain biking, it could be. I've done it once. It was kind of fun actually. It was. I'm a little bit too heavy for that. I feel like because
Yeah, I know. It's like there's things like as like when you get to be like close to like 200 or just like like you're just around 200. I'm just a little over 200. It's like there's
Mhm.
things where I'm like, yeah, I could try that. I feel confident in that, but like, man, I could really hurt myself.
Exactly. You have so much force with that weight. But it was very fun. The one time I did it, and I did it for like 3 hours. I was trying. It was wild because I was trying to keep up with guys who do it all the
Oh
time,
yeah, and it's a
and they were
slow.
trying to go like slow with me. But it's you can't slow down on the mountain biking, right? Because you kind of go downhill and
It's
you have to
yeah,
go fast uphill. You can't really take it slow. You can maybe slow down a little bit.
you have to commit.
So
You have to
you
commit.
have to
Yeah,
commit, yeah, and they had to wait for me sometimes. It was a little embarrassing, but it was very fun. So if you have a mountain bike and you want to do something that's high adrenaline like that,
yeah.
it is actually very, very enjoyable.
Or we'll just end it on this one here. If you want to go full wood elf mode and you want to be out in the woods doing stuff, I mean, get into that get into LARPing.
I was wondering if you'd bring it up. I was thinking you're gonna go two directions, either foraging or LARPing, one of those two.
Nah, so we'll just go LARPing. I would
That's
say
cool.
I forget the sports name exactly, the one that Simply Samurai on Instagram he does, but that's not really outside
Oh,
per
the
se.
bullhurt. Yeah.
Yes, it's not necessarily
Mhm.
outside all the time. So, but yeah, just go full LARPing. Run through the woods with a bow and a loincloth, and just
Yeah.
shoot other guys. Obviously a foam bow or whatever. I don't know. It's LARP.
Sure.
If you
I
LARP, let
I
us know.
LARPed I LARPed for one weekend last summer, and it was fun. It was a really good time. Not something I personally would do as a hobby, but it is a very fun time and you get a good workout.
Yeah, no, I remember in early college, no, late high school. I tried it for like a month in the summertime, and like yeah, it was fun ish. Not enough to
Yeah,
stick with it, but like I didn't hate it.
yeah, yeah. I think it's the right people, the right community. It could be very fun. So yeah, if it's something you do, it's a great way to spend time outside.
Perfect. Here you go. Well, I mean, there we go. There's your outside fitness suggestions. If you have any more, let us know in the comments below. If you do any of these, let us know too, because it's just fascinating.
I would be interested to hear what else we missed. That's like outside common exercise activity. I can't think of any.
I can't either, but I know there's probably a bunch.
Right, there's gonna be more. Bird watching.
Yes. Well, with that though, Alex, before we talk about your hobby time, we have a little bit of news to go through. If you're okay with that,
Oh yeah, I would actually no. Let's not do that and talk about my
okay, I'll
hobby
save it.
instead.
I'll save it for Neil. Or what's your hobby?
Oh, I
No,
was
I'm kidding.
joking.
I know. I know. Okay. All right. Anyway, boom. We have coming soon some made to order high elves
What we
and wood
got?
elves. So my little prediction
Yeah,
was right
that's
that they're
right.
putting them together just to maybe. And it looks like not because there's not enough high elves. Looks like because there's only a few wood elves that they need to made to order.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So bring it up here. Okay. Make sure you can't see any comments just in case some people are rude. Um, yeah, so some beautiful high elf characters. I actually just painted two of these recently. I got off our local game store.
How
Um,
neat is that?
yeah, like the guy with the bow and the guy with the sword pointing down. But then there's the guy with the axe, which I have him too. I'd paint him again. And there's the other guy with the helmet and the sword and the bow. I've never had him, so I kind of want him, but it's just like okay. Um, what elf noble and elven steed? The Stormweaver on Unicorn. I just kit bashed my own, but I'll probably pick this one up because it's so
That's
derpy
a cool
looking.
model. It's very old school looking.
It's so
It
old
almost
school.
looks like a Valkyrie.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't feel fully like an elf. It clearly is, has the pointed ears, but
Sure, sure.
yeah. But I'll be grabbing it. Then once again, these the high elf mages, just like the other set, I have these two here on the left, and then the guy on the horse I don't have. So like
Okay.
I'm like, do I buy all these just for like the one? But like, what do I do with the rest of these?
Sure, sure. Well, if you buy that one, I might. You don't want the mages. I actually don't have them, so we can always split that one.
Okay, yeah, maybe we could too.
If you
Yeah.
do that, if you do that, if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see how much it's gonna be. Like they're
Sure, sure,
reasonable,
sure,
sure, yeah.
sure, sure.
And then we also have these just more heroes. Once again, I have the guy on the left on the horse. I technically
Hmm.
have the guy on the right on the horse, but I put him on foot for some
Ah,
reason.
okay.
And then
Interesting.
these two in the front, I desperately want and don't have. So I'm like,
Really?
God, like every
I,
one of
I,
these is like I have half of them, and I'm like,
yeah. The guys on horses don't really look like heroes. They kind of look like unit champions.
a little bit. The guy on the left actually had a custom name, began with an A, Arniloth or something. He
Okay.
actually he wasn't never a named character, but like on the package he had a name. I remember
Okay.
distinctly.
I
Um,
see. I see.
yeah, the guy on the right though, yeah, like I don't know what I did, but like his top half is on. He was like my first kit bashed lord, but he's like his legs are like the legs of a archer,
Just
so
oh, gotcha,
it
gotcha.
works. It's all fine, but it's just like
Right,
me.
right.
And then what else? Oh, and the classic Wood Elf mages. Both are great if you're especially if
They're
you're a Wood Elf
cool.
player.
Mm-hmm.
And then there we go. We're back around to that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think of those characters, Alex?
I think they're cool. Honestly, some of the high elf ones stir just a little bit of a desire to maybe play some high elves again for me.
I hope so. You know what? I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but maybe at the old world event there might be a little side trophy if I figure something out for highest high elf player in case you want to switch.
No,
Okay.
but
I didn't think so.
seeing those models sounds like, oh man, like I don't know, some of those wizards look really cool. Some of the
Hmm.
heroes too. Like maybe if I get them, I might get my desire to play high elves. I'm just enjoying the goblins so much that they're kind of overshadowing all the other
See,
armies right now.
what needs to happen is you need to go to the event and just get demolished, and you're like, okay, done with these. Give me the high elves.
Honestly, it's a good reason. I'll just go all five and be like, yeah, all right, let's get
All
high
right,
elves.
these beautiful armies, shelving it. But you're also working on Skaven too, right?
Yeah, Skaven. Yeah, I honestly I'm not sure which direction I'm taking my hobby
Okay.
after being done with the tournament, because I recently got the Zombicide White
Oh,
Death
I did see that huge
as
box.
well,
You've been
which is
waiting
like
a while for
two.
that, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 3 4 years. It's been a while. Two very large boxes. So I'm like, do I maybe want to paint the core box for that? So I'm not quite sure which direction I'm taking my hobby this summer. So
Okay. All right. Well, but before we dive a little bit deeper into your hobby, we have one more bit of news.
ah,
You're gonna hang on with me here, because I'm excited about it.
okay. What do we got?
They gave us a Scourge of Gyran for Cain, Daughters of Cain. So a little
Oh,
rules update.
okay.
Um, I said I'm not really gonna go read through this. It kind of breaks down things like that. Um, we will view the downloads here. Whoop, nope, nope. Oh, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Work with me here. Work with me. Boom. Okay. Um, so yeah, just real quick. I love playing witch elves.
Yes,
That's
you do.
that's my style for Daughters of Cain. And these updated rules for the Scourge of Garan really give me bonuses on that, and
Okay.
I'm more excited, and I'm happy. Does this settle my grievances? Not grievances, but yeah, the things I don't like about this current edition doesn't satisfy them fully, but it helps.
Okay.
I feel for some of the people out there that are more the snake oriented people, because I there's no love for them in here really, other than one
Sure.
thing.
Sure.
Um, so I'm more excited for Sigmar at the moment to get some casual games in.
Good.
But
Exciting.
Alex, imagine if I can return D3 slain infantry models to every one of my units, whether they're in combat or not.
That's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong.
That's pretty strong.
Or what if all my infantry had a 5-up ward until they fought in the combat phase? So I don't have to
That's
worry about
the
which
first
one I
turn. You
choose.
won't be worried about getting shot. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
no, it's not about being shot. It's in the combat phase. Every one of my infantry units has a 5-up ward until I fight.
Oh, I misunderstood it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I have
So
less concern on I have less concern on which fight I do first if I'm doing. It's encouraged me to multiple charge things,
Is
which
it
is
only for witch elves?
it's Daughters of Cain, elf infantry, so witch elves, the shadow bouncy round ones, and Sisters of Slaughter.
Wow, that's I like that. I like the mechanic because it makes you think which combats to actually. Yeah, I like the
Right,
mechanic
like
a lot.
I usually bring a unit of blendy witch elves, double knives, and then a unit of defensive Sisters of Slaughter, which are -1 to be hit anyway. So I'll go with the witch elves first every time now.
Honestly, like a full witch elf army all of a sudden is like, oh, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds pretty good. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I like it. It's definitely an update, kind of tailor made for you.
It is, and I'm like really thrilled with it. Even the
Okay,
prayer
okay,
lords, you have to choose different prayer lords. So like I can get some extra movement, some extra save going
always good,
on, some good
always
things like
good.
that. My favorite, I have a prayer that allows me to add 1 to my wound rolls, or if I roll big on this prayer, I get add 1 to attacks and +1 to my wound rolls, and plus the wound is
Oh,
really hard to get in Sigmar.
that's true. And
Mm-hmm.
extra attacks. There's always nothing to.
Well, I can already stack attacks really well. Like
Yeah.
it's
Okay. Well, do you get the word? So you get the word until you shoot or until
till he
you fight
fights.
thinking about.
Yeah, so
So you
you
have
have to
that if I try to
choose.
shoot you and at
Right.
any point in
So
time.
yeah, I'm still.
Wow.
No. It's only in combat phase. Sorry. So like I'll be shot.
Oh,
I have
oh,
a
so I
6
can
up.
you can still get shut off. Okay, okay. So shooting armies is still gonna
Yeah.
clean
Now
those witches pretty easily.
I can give Witch Brew 2 unit and just gives them a 5 up for the whole turn. Like I can do
Sure,
things
sure,
like
sure.
that. So I can
But
protect 1
returning
unit.
models kind of negates that a little bit.
Well, it's either returning models or the combat phase 5 up ward till I fight. You get to choose one of those two.
Oh,
But like
for
I
the
said,
arm.
right, but like also yeah, returning D3 slain models, you got a little shooty here and there. I'm probably going to bring those models back.
Maybe okay. Maybe you could then do like multiple smaller units.
Well, the thing is, it's really easy to lose a whole unit of 10. I can max out at 20, so I got to bring units of 20.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know
Um,
I'm better than me, but yeah,
sure, yeah.
that sounds good.
And then so yeah, and then Krithusla, she's much better of a beast. She's the Moray Hag. Um, I won't go through it. She can do tons of shenanigans. She can return a dead unit at half strength, so I get a little bit of a goblin action going on
Ooh,
here. You know that,
that's
yeah.
good. I like that. I like. Is that for CP or for free?
Uh, CP,
Okay.
yes. Once per battle in my movement phase, 1 CP.
Okay. So good. I mean, you
I,
can only max it out at 20 though, right? So you only bring a 10 back.
You're right, but I could bring a unit of 10 horse Doomfires, which I do, and bring back 5 of them, and that's still a lot of wounds to get through again.
That's pretty good.
And they
Yeah,
come
no,
in,
there's some good options. Okay.
and it's and they
Okay, I like that. I like that. No, that's a pretty strong force.
and then Bloodrack Shrine, little bonuses here and there. I'm not going to worry too much. My favorite thing is you're not going to put anything within 12 inches of her. You can't set up
Oh, I didn't like that.
manifestations. You can't set up units from Deep Strike. I can
Oh,
be center of the board and be like on that big base and be like, nope, you're stuck.
okay.
Bless you.
I like that because a lot of armies set up, and especially with
Yes.
manifestations, all of a sudden you have a big area of denial. I like that a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
So I say, yeah, I know you know Sigmar enough, and I just had to talk about it. Like
Yeah.
I
No, that
might,
sounds fun.
yeah, I have the rules printed out. I'm gonna try it out. I mean, it's old world focus for right now after
Sure,
Little Middle
sure.
Earth, but like I want to try some of these rules. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah,
You'll probably hear me mention this to Neil too, because like
yeah.
I've looked at the other ones that have come out. I've watched Warhammer Weekly, who's covering all of them, and I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Kind of like you, like you're like, hey Chuck, you're happy. It must be good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
right. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, and I get it, but like I only one I cared about was this one. I'm like, and it's good, and I
Sure,
like it. I'm happy.
sure. It's a way for them to bring you back into Age of Sigmar.
At least trying to get a game in like every couple weeks, as opposed to
Sure.
just being like, what's this game again?
Nothing for months. Well,
Yeah.
it's really more of a testament to how much you enjoy Old World versus how much you don't enjoy AOS. Because you still enjoy it.
Yes.
It's just Old World is currently something you enjoy more.
Right. And to be fair as well, if it wasn't for my absolute love and undying adoration for the Daughters of Cain, I probably wouldn't be looking back at all.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
like not. Listen, I'd be like you. I'd be like, okay, it's there. I'll get back to it whenever I want to. But like now, I'm like,
Or if somebody wants to play a game of AOS, it's like,
yeah,
oh, okay, yeah, let's do it.
yeah. But like, man,
It's still a good game.
like thankfully, Daughters of Cain has branded my heart. So
Yeah.
we're never
Yeah.
leaving it, even though Old
Good.
World's a better game right now. Let's be honest.
Good. Yeah, that's 100% correct. That is 100%. I've made multiple posts recently on how much I enjoy Old World,
Yeah, I
and I've
know.
gotten a lot of love there. So, but I had a few people tell me that, like, hey, Middle Earth is right up there.
Well, Middle Earth is the best game that we don't play.
Exactly.
And we're gonna
Yeah.
have that whole time this weekend. We're gonna have a blast, all of us, and we're gonna be like, cool. And then it'll be a year later, Matt's like, anybody want to play again? We're like, yeah, we do.
Yep. To be fair, like if this is just a yearly thing where we do a weekend, we play 6 games of Old World of Middle Earth, I'm more than happy.
Yes. Well, it's like I try to think down, like, okay, well, how much were the books for me? All right, how many games do I want to get in? All right, well, I'm getting 6 games in this weekend. You know, that's a few bucks per game, and then I'm
Yeah.
getting money's worth. I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's good.
And especially they're not going to have a new edition, for like another
At
six,
least 3
10 years.
years.
But yeah, well, yeah, at least 3 years.
We'll see. I'm hoping they moved it. It looks like they might be moving to a 4-year cycle for games systems.
That'll be good. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then you're going to get theoretically 24 games out of Middle Earth. That's just
exactly.
20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
money in the
Yeah.
bank right there. All right, well, tell us about your hobby, Alex.
Yes,
What's going
talking
on?
about
You're
Middle Earth.
Middle Earth and Old
Got
World
my
prep time.
goblin time. So this is
Ooh,
my leader of the army.
nice.
So how many models do you have in your list?
Ooh, I tell you what, you keep talking. I'll look that up here because
All
I
right.
have it
Well,
saved.
is it 44?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, so I have 44 models in my Moria Depths of Moria list, and I'm so excited because I'm just playing goblins. All the game settings, all the game systems that I play, I just play goblins anymore. I think I'm becoming the goblin man.
You are the
AOS,
Goblin Man.
AOS is goblins. The Old World is only goblins. The Moria is goblins. So it's
I have 18 models.
okay. That's more than some other players. Think Rohirrim and Dunedin have only like 10 to 12 or something.
Yeah, horses get up there in cost. And if I didn't
Right.
go horses, I'd probably have closer to 30.
Sure. Yeah, right. So it's much more reasonable. But yeah, I have 4 characters, 2 trolls, and 38 goblins. And up until about an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours ago, they were only Zenithal primed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I'm almost done. This is going to be a very down and dirty paint. I would like to get all of them done before the event.
Yep, you got a
And
day.
yes, and I almost done with skin.
Oh,
And
nice.
the nice thing about those models is like it's literally skin, armor, and cloth.
Oh, true, yeah.
Right. So like I think I have a pretty solid chance of getting most of it done.
Yeah, as long as you're not over stressing about like highlighting up too much, just get like
I'm not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet, get it
Oh
painted.
no. I would like them just to look painted for the tabletop, not to like somebody to pick up and be like, oh, their eyes are actually painted. No.
No. I am happy though that I have, because most of my army is actually painted by our local shop owner.
Mhm.
Because I wanted to have an army painted by him, but of course then more stuff comes out that I get, and I'm like, I don't
Sure.
want to bug him to paint it, so I am happy because in the pack that Matt wrote, don't forget, there's 2 painting awards.
Yes.
So thankfully, I have the new Elrond on horse and on foot that I painted myself.
Oh, good.
So
Good.
they might get a little touch up. We'll see.
Good.
We'll see. I'm not the best painter
Yeah.
out there, but at least I have something to compete that's mine.
Honestly, like if you actually put the time in a model, you're a pretty darn good painter. Like your Slanesh army, it's a
Oh yeah, yeah,
good looking army. So, but you spend a lot of time on each model.
yeah. I was just like,
Right.
but
I think you just don't want to spend that much time on a model.
no, I want hordes.
Right.
Or I need things like, which you guys will see later. Like I just painted a Arcane Phoenix. Or I just need
Yeah.
a
Oh
an
my
army that I can
goodness.
dry brush, because apparently I'm good at dry brushing.
That was excellent. I commented on your post like that is the best looking. I haven't seen it in person yet, but that's the best looking model you've painted that I think in a while.
Yeah, I agree, because like I haven't been too stressed about like highlighting too heavily on like my house, because like that's whatever it is what it is. But yeah, like that one I'm just like I just dry brush, and I'm like, no, it's working.
It looks great. The whatever color combo you picked is working perfectly for that model.
I just stole from a reference picture from Total War.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah, so it worked.
Yeah.
But you guys will see pictures of that later. A little sneak peek here. Hold on 1 second,
Ooh,
Alex.
what do we got? Wow! Hey! Look at the Goblin King.
Only because I actually am recording with Neil in probably about 4.5 hours.
Sure.
So my hobby today was this, gifted to me from my friend Tom, our friend Tom, I should say, was an extra feet Griffin guy with a great sword I
Very
kit bashed
cool.
on.
Oh,
It
nice.
was brown today.
Okay.
And in between calls and stuff, and like when I couldn't talk, I just did some paints on it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. I probably will maybe have this done by the time I talk to Neil. So
Sure.
if not, you guys will see this the week after.
It's a classic Island of Blood model. I like it.
It is my fourth one of these types of griffins.
And you have another one that's not that, right?
I have Eltharion. I have actually I have the old paper Eltharion, and I have the metal Eltharion.
Sure.
And then yeah, so but this will be my fourth one, and it's kind of annoying because one I put on there with a mage. Like he looks like a mage. He has a lance, but like whatever. I was kit bashing. You can't actually put a mage on a griffin anymore.
Sure. You can give him a Ruby Ring of Ruin.
I could give him. That's true. Yeah.
Or give him a Wizarding Hat.
Here's my griffin. He's stupid.
He's stupid. Yeah, I mean, why not? That could be fun. If you just want to do something lore, like, hey, he can cast spells.
It's fine. Well, fun. I got lots of stuff. But yeah, we'll see if I get that done before I talk to Neil and record when we talk about the Woodies.
Stay tuned for that.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, this is hot.
Ooh, hot coffee. Action. I hit the start button at the right time for once.
Did you really?
I did. I got it. Woo! Hot coffee and hot wood elf content. Look at it. Hot Orion singles in your area.
Yep.
I'll even blurred out, censored for YouTube.
In your Warhammer army for 450 points.
Ooh, yeah. Neil, how you doing?
I'm doing great. No stress at all. Loving life. It's all good. We're gonna make it.
Neil's marked safe from trying to build an Orion army. Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, it's been a busy week today and the whole day.
Yeah.
That's the feeling we're getting. Hot off of chatting with Alex here at the end of my day into the end of my night talking to Neil. I do have to say, for the listeners out there who are hanging on, and Neil's a surprise. Neil, I was half done with a griffin when I stopped talking to Alex.
Oh.
And now I'm fully done. There'll be pictures.
Nice.
Beauty.
The griffin come across. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the yeah. I sent it to our little private high elf group. It's the only place it's at right now, but some hot content. But Neil, more importantly than any hobby we ever do here, any other topic, the only thing that actually people show up for, how is your lawn? As I bring up a lovely picture of some plants too that you brought up here.
So it is right now. If that's a picture, I think it probably looks pretty nice. But it has been raining for a solid week. I had not cut my grass for days before this week. It's supposed to rain more tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know about the weekend. So it's going to be in rough shape, really rough shape. The grass is probably going to grow about 6 inches tonight.
Yep. Well, the picture I have up though is actually the you were planting the other day, getting some hydrangeas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. Looks good. I'm happy to see some gardening going on. I have decided a nice way to split up the lawn content too. So I'll talk about the lawn with Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I'm gonna talk about my garden. And much like you, it's raining. There is a ton of action from that garden very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the onions that I put in, all the onion bulbs, they're already like 3 or 4 inches high on the stems.
Nice.
All the lettuce, the spinach, all like the little things are just popping up. Strawberries are coming in. The
You got some scallions? Is it scallions that you got back there for onions?
No, it's just the white mixed white and yellow onions. Like the little bulbs.
Mix a little scallion action. You know, back in the unhealthy days when I was a kid, we used to pick scallions out of my grandma's garden. You know, big what you put a little salt on the plate, you dip them in there.
Ooh.
Delicious.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. But my lawn, like yours, is gonna be a nightmare. It's already kind of it's okay right now, but yeah, it's gonna be raining, and I have some Middle Earth action going on this weekend, so I won't be cutting the grass this weekend. And Monday's a holiday, so I don't know about you, but I'm not cutting the grass on a holiday.
Yeah, my daughter has a soccer tournament over the weekend. We'll be gone at this tournament. We decided to rent a hotel room because it's like 50 minutes away, which is not that bad of a drive, but still, just to make it a little fun. You know, we got a little pool, a little hot tub in the hotel for the kids to jump around in. It's kind of a night of kind of something different, something fun.
That's nice.
It does mean I'm losing an entire weekend of trying to paint my Lauderdale Sea Guard and finish them, as well as do my lawn here at some point. So yeah, disasters.
Well, I mean, you could always paint in the hot tub or late at nights at the desk at the hotel if you choose.
That is true.
You could, if you had to.
That is true.
However, perfect segue there into the hobby time, because here's a lovely standard bearer. I don't know.
That's going to be the standard bearer. Yeah, that's going to be the one that's going to go in with my my sisters.
Nice.
That is a female face. If I have one thing that I take issue with, well, there's two things I have with Last Sword miniatures. Is number one, their dragons don't have arms. Their arms are the wings.
Oh yeah. They're wyverns.
My eyes makes that a wyvern. The other thing is female faces. I feel like are kind of tough for them. They kind of struggle a little bit with the female faces. This is a female.
Yes.
Maybe flip through the pictures there, but it's kind of hard to.
I can see. You can see the shaped breastplate.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the only thing that's giving it away. But yeah, she's going in there with. She's going to make my Sisters of Avalon Ren 5 on the 6th.
Sure are.
Yeah.
That's gonna be exciting. Yeah, no, she looks really good. I love too. My favorite. I think I only grabbed 2 pictures, the front and the back. The side probably shows it better. That lovely bow on her hip.
Mm-hmm.
That with the cape draping over it. That is such a nice. GW, do that. Do that with a model, please.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It is. How's the outside of that? How's the overall army coming? How much more do you have left to do?
Really, I spent, I think, 3 hours on the Sea Guard last night. I have blocked the 2 main colors on 24 of them. So I've got all the metal done. I've got all the light blue done. And then I also was able to get kind of the cloth on the spears, you know, the hit where they hold on to it, you know, since the spears aren't just wooden. So I did all that on all 24 of them too. And yeah, you know when you listen to a playlist twice, you've been there for a while, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
I've got like a painting, you know, like Lord of the Rings, Dragon Age Origins music, you know, going on, right? Whatever I can find, right? And it sounds thematic and gets me in the spirit. And that's what's replaced my podcast painting, but not the podcast. Don't get on there every once in a while, but
right.
But yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
No, it looks good. I will say this, Alex. I can't remember if it was right after we stopped recording or it was on recording. He may have like 50-ish goblins left to paint. He realizes.
Yeah.
So you're still ahead of the game.
Yeah, I am. There is no painting requirement for this event. However, I see
it's pride.
I see like my friend Terry. He's got like I think 60 arrow goblins with goblins with short bows.
Matt's painting.
He's batch painting the shit out of them. I mean, he's moving fast on those things as he always does.
Yep.
Whenever he gets inspired to actually do it, he can sit down and knock these things out in a night. And so I'm like, well, if he's doing that, I gotta get this unit done some way somehow. So the other thing is the secret project is completely 3D printed with the exception of 2, like a prince, a noble, and well, what do they call him, a dreadlord?
Yeah.
And whatever, and then a sorceress. Because I haven't found a great model for that with an STL just yet. So if I can, then that'll be finished over a night of just printing one more time. Yeah. And so that's that army will be done, like a full 2,000 point army. So
crazy.
That's cool.
It's super cool. Yeah. A secret project that makes someone secretly happy at some secret time and place.
And I would like for that time and place to be, hopefully relatively soon.
Yeah.
So,
that's good. Well, I love it. And by the way, it's been kind of fun, just generally speaking, because I know like you and I, like you're Yverse, I'm Illyrian. I've been seeing people on like the general Facebook page. Like there's someone else, he's painting a Yverse army using that light blue. Looks great. He's doing official GW sculpts, but still, it's just like, all right, there's more high elves actually theming to a kingdom, and I just love to see it. And I had someone else, they're just like, hey, like, let me see this kingdom. I'm thinking about doing this kingdom's army, and it's just like not just the Lothran or the or Trace. It's the that's in the book. They're like, I want to do this, and actually, it's inspiring me because I think what I'm gonna do here, some point, not right away. I've been like retouching up some of my old high elf stuff, not fully repainting, just touching up, bringing colors, but I might go through and just like across the whole army, unless it's a model that I bought off somebody that I want to leave as is. Maybe I'll add like a color, like one of my colors on like a belt sash or something. But I'll unify the army just a touch more, just a touch more. I don't want to completely unify it, but just a touch more.
Yeah.
But it's just fun. I love that people are just theming their armies after the kingdoms for high elves.
It's almost as if there's some rules that might be hanging around out there, some fan-made content that might make its way out onto the internet.
It's hey, you go find that old episode. Those links are there, and there may have been an update to the Illyrian to add Illyrian Pegasus units, which I have coming. Some Pegasus, and I'm gonna kit bash them up.
Nice.
I'm gonna limit myself to 3 for my army. I'm not gonna make a Bretonian mess out of this. I just want 3 for flavor. It's
Nice. Love it.
But I guess we should go into my hobby next.
Mm-hmm.
My floodgates have opened. Like you've been there, Neil. You stare at the same unit for too long, and you're just like, I'm done with it. And then you finally get going, and once that hobby mojo moves, it just kind of carries itself. So I finally finished these unit of 15 Tracian Hunters. Super thrilled. Love it. I wish I had the hoods for all of them, but it's very clearly to tell they all have bows and quivers on the back. Most of them have hoods. The other ones have either bare heads or like just like a very basic standard, like almost like a silver or not silver helmet, a spearman helmet. So I like them. I'm thrilled. Added them to the family.
Strength 4, war bows. You gotta love it.
You gotta love it. Skirmish. Still have axes. Of course they have lion cloaks. Why wouldn't they have lion cloaks?
Right. So you're looking -3 probably to shoot at them.
Yep. Just and like, hey, we're gonna ambush anyway and just kill your back line. and I did. The way I kit bashed it too. It's kind of hard to tell in the pictures, but there's one full command, and then there's 2 other guys that you look at and be like, I could see him being a champion. Like he's slightly kit bashed differently. So we can have 3 MS units of 5 if we want, but with champions at least. Get the extra little Ring of Fury in there.
Sure.
A Ring of Fury. Yep. Also picked up some classic metal sculpts from my local shop who has that lot he picked up from an old customer who's unfortunately moving on in life. But hey, and it's funny because 2 of them that I painted, this little guy with a bow and this little guy with the phoenix helm and the sword pointing down, are going to go on to made to order here soon, which I talked about with Alex in the first half. Neil, by the way, what do you think of that, the made to order we saw?
I'm trying to remember everything that's in it. I saw like you got your classic wizards and things like that.
Wizards, heroes.
Yeah. The wood elves ones don't really do it for me. I think that the high elf ones are classic. The one that I like the best is the guy with the sword and the shield, the hero with the sword and the shield.
Yeah, I don't have him. I want him.
Yeah, so if I was gonna do something, it might be that guy. But
they're gonna come in. That's the problem. Like you're looking at that. Like those are coming in packs. I have about half of the high elf ones, and of course they're all mixed together. So it's like, do I want to buy them and find someone who doesn't have these ones and trade them, or just paint?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of the mages. I think I've owned all of those mages before, and so even though normally that would be like, ooh, nostalgia, let's buy them again. Especially the one on the horse, I hated that guy. I struggled to paint that guy, to make him look magic-y. Or what is that spear thing he has on top of there? I would try and paint that, do a glow effect, do all this different. I just couldn't make it look good. So he just kind of sticks in my craw a little bit. And I don't know about the rock on, wizard.
I love him. He was one of the first metal wizards I got. I still have that one.
Oh, we can do better than that guy. I liked him in his time. He was one of my favorites in his time. But
yeah, the Isha symbol, which was just I'm like, okay, we got you, GW. You're punk. We feel you.
So there's 1 or 2 things I'm interested in there, but not a whole ton. not old.
I am going to buy the unicorn, as awful as it is, because the more I look at it, the more I'm like, you're awful in a way that I like.
Mhm.
It's just like the oldness of it. So
Yeah, the unicorn is nice. I hate the guy on top.
yeah, she's a little tiny, but
The
listen,
unicorn offers you a lot of ability to kit bash onto that.
it
So
it does. Or back to the hobby, you can do what I did here with a little kit bash yourself with an extra tier knock chariot horse. You just a little plastic glue on a little horn shaped from a piece of sprue, and you take the extra mage from your dragon, and then you plop them on there, and boom, you got a Stormweaver on unicorn.
there you go.
Yeah, I actually, it's funny. I took this picture and I went back and did touch ups. I don't know why. Like, it was like a day later. I was like, oh, I missed this part. So in this picture, there's so many mistakes that I went back and fixed, but I didn't take a new picture. So
Deal with it.
yeah, but hey, you know what? I'm happy, and this is probably the one I'll run because I'll have more attachment to it than anything else. Also, 5 metal Phoenix Guard of the two old varieties. And Neil, you know the old metal ones. We've talked about them, but I have I have 2 of the really old ones and 3 of the updated metal ones that are still really old as my command.
So the command that I had for my old metal ones is this command unit that you're showing right now.
Okay.
So it's like the second wave of the metal Phoenix Guard. And yeah, because I couldn't find the old ones by the time I actually had the finances to purchase them. So that's what it was. So it was those 3 guys, and then all the rest just like super old Phoenix Guards. So
yeah, and I almost put on just like the basic Terathian symbol on the banner because it's a big flat banner, and I was like, wait a second, I have these transfers that I haven't used yet that I spent. I don't know how much they were.
I know. Yeah.
But I put one on, and it fits perfectly. It looks great. I'm thrilled with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That one, what you saw on my banner was one of the transfers as well, of course.
Yeah,
so.
the Avalorn one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it's man, it'd be fun to paint an Illyrian one, but I don't know if I could freehand a unicorn or a Pegasus if I needed to. I don't even know what your versus is. What's yours?
Again, you can create transfers. It's honestly doesn't seem like it's terribly hard. You just need transfer paper and probably some Photoshop abilities, which you, sir, have, and I do not.
It's true. Okay, maybe. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe when I do the refresh. Speaking of Phoenix, with this, boom. Probably the most exciting thing I think I've painted in a long time, and it looks the best. It's like one of the best things I've painted in a while too. I know it. Everyone's telling me that. I'm like, yeah, it came together really well, which is my Arcane Phoenix.
Yeah, the color combination you picked on that, really fantastic.
Yeah, and I was
thrilled with it. Yeah,
it's mostly dry brush. But yeah, I grabbed pictures from Total War. Obviously there was never official sculpt for this. It was originally in the Monstrous Arcanum, which the art matched very, very clearly, and it looked fiery, so I built the fire one and just painted out the crazy arcane colors, and like, you know, I'll run it as a whatever. But yeah, you know what, knocking on wood, I hope I can do something else cool like that again, because yeah, it just came together really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you gotta blend colors like that and everything, you gotta be on your game for that.
Yeah, it's like I was worried it's gonna just look like vomit. I was gonna reprime it. Thankfully, looks okay.
Yeah. I ran into that doing a Lord of Change once upon a time. If you remember that model that I had.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, lots of colors coming together. You got to be very choosy, very careful with that if you're the style painter that I am, for sure. So, because blending is hard.
Yeah,
in my mind.
There was only about like 6 or 7 colors in here, and like there was supposed to be a red because that's in the art, and I immediately just said no. For some reason, my brain said no, and I'm glad I did. I think that would have ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
But and then last but not least, my friend Tom recently gave me a extra Griffin from the blood set. I kit bashed it to put a great weapon on it because I just don't have a Griffin with great weapon. And I, as you know, I painted him up mostly between recording with Alex and you. So
if you're a high elf player and you don't own at least 2 of those out of the blood Griffins, are you are you even a high elf player? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I feel like you just say, you decide, I'm a high elf player, and you just wake up and there's one on your hobby desk.
there's one flies to you and lands on your.
Exactly.
It's like a fairy shows up. Yeah,
Exactly.
you get
But-
3 wishes.
Well, I am putting a little bit of I don't have to paint anything for the event in a couple weeks, so I shouldn't be stressed. So, and I'm not, but I'm trying to use it as a pseudo deadline to get stuff done, and I'm on pace with it. So right now on my desk I was working on while waiting for you to get on. My second Skycutter chariot. Now I was able to buy one at a reasonable price. That's on the desk half done because I want to finish that before I paint my Terathi on Illyrian horse as a BSB, and I want to take her to the event. So, but I'm making myself paint this other model before that. Then everything I have left to paint for my high elves is technically from that custom army project, which is fine. That can be its own thing, and I'll add it as I want. But like the goal is to paint this. Probably have it done Monday, I'd assume, and then give me a couple days to paint this girl up. So, and I'm gonna put some effort and some extra highlights in her because it's Terathi. You got to.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. You got to go all out.
Yeah. So I got a little time crunch too, but it's needless because I could just take the other banner I have over there that I painted recently. But yeah. Oh, and speaking of reasonably priced things, to help segue to our next thing, did you see how much that Beast Pack was? The new Wood Elf thing.
Oh no, I did see the Beast Pack. I'm sorry, I thought you meant like the battalion. No, the Beast Pack. I did see how reasonably priced that is. Yeah.
Yeah, $110. That's great. Yeah, that's. When I saw it, I was like, maybe I'll pick it up. I assumed honestly 65. I was like, $65. That's what it's gonna be. It's old nostalgia. I don't have those sculpts. That could be kind of fun. Maybe I'll pick that up.
For all you people who were naysaying me and saying Cathay is going to be cheap, it's going to be the same price as everything else, and you're showing me Beast Pack for $110. I mean, have a look at those models, kids. There has never been a time on this planet where that was worth $110. Not now. Not 50 years from now.
Nope.
Never.
Nope. Wait till we see the rules. Oh, by the way, a little prediction here, because we got Wood Elves very quickly, and looks like all of it. Like they the made to order, they tagged it on to the High Elves because there doesn't seem to be a lot of extra made to order for the Wood Elves.
Right.
And technically, they said Beastmen should have been before. There's like one little article. Beastmen should have come out before them because the way the story works is the Beastmen book leads into their book on the narrative for like the missions and stuff.
Gotcha.
And it got delayed, which happens. No big deal there. But that means I think Beastmen are coming very soon. I assume in the next couple of weeks we'll see that go up for pre-order.
Yeah.
I'm gonna revise. I don't think we're getting Cathay in November. I think we're getting Cathay by midsummer. I'm guessing by end of July it will at least have been up for pre-order.
Okay. When did they do it? When's the Old World anniversary?
Technically didn't release in January.
Was it so that was the 1 year anniversary. That's right.
Yeah.
So
because if you look at what's coming out, so Horus Heresy, obviously, because that's leaked, is a box set, and then we'll get the new GHB. They just released the new card deck for 40K, which is their GHB. So I don't know. Maybe they're just not. Maybe they're. Why I can see it putting on July is because like that's a big fiscal time point. And if they don't have maybe the hope that Horus Heresy is going to pick up that pace like it did with the first round of the plastics, which I could see, a brand new old army for sure will make you money to offset your fiscal numbers from the prior year of a new edition.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. I think sometime in July. I'd say probably near the end. We'll see it for pre-order. I don't know if it's going to be like. Whatever. But hey.
I'd love to be wrong on both accounts. I'd love to be wrong on what I think the price is going to be. I'd love to be wrong on what the timeline is for them. So here's to hoping. I hope everybody's betting against me. I am betting against myself as well, like Pete Rose over here. So
Let's say, as someone who's probably going to buy Cathay, despite the cost, like maybe I'll be reasonable. I'll be slower at it than buy a whole army at once. I'm going to make sure my hobby desk is clear by July,
mm-hmm.
and just wait. That's my goal. Which, hey, that's a month away, and I don't have a lot left. So
mm-hmm.
now getting the pocketbook ready, that's the different thing, because I got vacation in July. All right, you ready to talk some Wood Elves?
Let's do it.
Have you ever looked at the Wood Elf army in the Forces of Fantasy right here on screen?
I've breezed over it.
Okay, I've looked through it too. I like their core is very powerful shooting. I like their special things. They can make a really nuisance of a dragon if you really want to. But I don't really see them out there, at least in the local scene, too much. I don't hear too much about them in the meta scene. So we'll see.
There was a time when I think I was hearing about denial style, gun line style Wood Elves was doing pretty well.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the case or not. So
well, I think the thing is with the shooting, specifically the gun line stuff is, man, if you're a gun line and you got infantry coming against you all day, you're good to go. But as soon as you get a lot of fast stuff, where like you get like a dragon come at you, which there's plenty of those right now, and you get locked up in combat, you're not shooting anymore, and you're usually, if you're good at shooting, you're not good at combat.
Right.
So I wonder if the downfall of infantry has caused them to maybe take a slight backseat. I don't think they're not competitive. They're just are what they are. But
yeah, it's just not a whole lot of staying power. So it's light armor, and try to find anything else.
Light armor and wards, which, hey, I like ward saves. Give me some talismanic tattoos. But yeah, let's peruse here. And the way we're going to do this, because I was able to get my hands on this a little bit earlier than usual. And I don't have anyone to thank for it other than someone I'm not going to thank, because I don't want anyone to figure out where I got it from. but it wasn't Games Workshop, I can tell you that. So let's take a look at the that's something different. There's two things I'm gonna look at before we look at the army lists. So one, I'm a little jealous of this as a Hive player. They got their own full lore of the wilds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not jealous because I think these are all great and I want them in my High Elf army. I'm just jealous because I wanted my own lore too.
Right.
Even though our lore is in the core thing.
Yeah, the Stormweaver should have had its own lore.
Yeah, even a 3-spell lore. I mean, come on.
Yep. 3-spell lore, done.
Yep, I've been happy with it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, so their signature spell, Swirling Mists. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, I've lost my train of thought on that, but I have the book. Neil doesn't have anything in front of him, so he's just hot reacting to this. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Swirling Mists. Enchantment, cast value 8, range self. Till the start of next turn subphase, any enemy model that directs shooting attack at the caster and the unit they joined must reroll to hits of natural 6. Now that could hurt your little Sisters of Avalorn right now.
Oh yeah, that's that just basically takes that very expensive unit and says, meh.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
However, what I will say is, if I'm shooting Wood Elves with no armor anyway, it doesn't really matter.
That's true. You need that negative number -1's pretty good.
The -1 base that I have, that's fine. That'll do the trick.
All right, Fury of Athelorn is the number 1 spell. Magic Missile, cast 10, 18-inch. Target enemy D3 +1, strength 6 hits, AP -2, multiple wounds 2. I like that. Cast value 10, a little high. It's fine for what it does. It just.
What's the range on it?
18 inches.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to be within the range of a level 4 to try and stop it, so you're putting this on a level 4.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, pretty solid. Ariel's Blessing, which is nice to hear her name again.
Mm-hmm.
Enchantment, cast 9, range 10. Start of turn subphase, regen 5+. Friendly units. So pick a unit,
like
regen 5+, which.
And it's not the unit that you join, it's just any unit you cast it upon?
Yep, anyone you can cast it upon. That unit gains regen.
What's the range?
10.
You hope that you don't outpace your wizard.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna be a gun line,
I guess it's an enchantment, right?
it's an enchantment. Yeah.
All right, so you're casting it before anybody moves away from you. So, and
Sure.
it lasts how long?
Until your next start of turn subphase.
You like that?
Yeah.
That you like?
No,
All
no
right.
shield of
So,
Safari.
all right, that's fine. You
Yeah,
know, it's going to have an early game impact, but maybe not a ton of late game impact on the units that you might want it on. So.
Right. All right, now next up, Spiteful Torrent, Magical Vortex, cast 10, range 15. Remains in play. 3-inch blast template. Wiltst in play. Got to say the Wiltst every time. Template's treated as dangerous terrain. Template moves d6 in a random direction during every starter turn subphase. Any enemy unit moving the moving template touches or moves over suffers 3d6 strength 2 hits, AP -1. So some light attacks with some AP and dangerous terrain. If you're, I guess if you have like a caster, you just put it in front of your shooty unit and be like, okay, you're gonna have to kill this caster or get through this thing to get to the archers.
Yeah, so you'll take a little bit of damage. All right.
Remains in play. If it wasn't remains in play, I'd be like, eh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have to be in range of your wizard to dispel it, right?
They do,
So-
but the other thing, actually, more thing about this, it's random move each time. It won't
But
hurt
at
your
least
guys, but
it's not hurting your guys at the very least, right?
no. Well,
So-
it will count as dangerous, which that could affect your guys.
That's true, but it's not doing the damage to them.
Right, that's true. Yeah, it's pretty safe. Just drop it in front of your gun line and hope.
Yeah. Now, does a remains in play spell block line of sight? I can't remember.
I can't recall actually.
Because if you're dropping it in front of wood elves that want to shoot,
That's a good point.
that's not awesome. So
Yeah, I don't have that in front of me, but that's a very good point to keep in mind.
you'll have to look that one up. Yeah.
Yep. Also, don't always remember with wood elves, you get to bring your own tree, which I think is a 5-inch template essentially. So you get your own woods. So you can
Mhm.
always just use that for your archers too.
True.
All right, now here's a spell I think you're gonna like. Durthu's Wrath, Assailment, cast 10, combat, obviously. Each model in the fighting rank of a unit that the caster is engaged with must immediately make an initiative test. Each model that fails suffers D3 strength 4 hits, no armor saves permitted, warded regen is normal.
Each model
In the fighting rank,
D3 hits. +1, D3 +1.
D3, strength 4 though.
Strength 4, any AP on it?
No AP, but no armor saves anyway. You just have
Oh, no,
ward and
honestly,
regen.
okay, so it doesn't matter. Wow.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Here's my
So
level
what do
4.
you put that on a Treeman Ancient? You run them in?
You could do that. I mean, if you have a wizard inside of Eternal Guard or something that just get into combat and that's just sitting in there ready to smoke a whole front rank.
I guess.
'Cause-
You better watch out for a challenge though, if that's the case.
Oh yeah, you better have a champion in there.
Yeah.
And actually, I think, I mean, this would be a hard one to kind of dice through, but if you don't challenge with your champion, it attacks the whole front fighting rank, which the champion's in, which means the champion would take the damage unless he's in a challenge, and then someone else would step up in his place. So this is a way to kill a champion too in a unit, just outright. Obviously, the banner and standard that just gets picked back up, but the champion dies. So you
Yeah,
could
sure.
you get high initiative caster here on this. Just swings away, kills the whole front rank before they get to do anything. That'd be amazing.
Sure.
Like I said, I like that there's no limit too. Oh, you're 10 wide? Neat. Great.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Hidden Pathways. Kind of a wood elf standard here. Conveyance. Cast 8, range 12. Till your next start of turn subphase, target friendly gains the reserve move special rule and may perform a quick turn, even if it can't. Normally couldn't do so.
That's huge.
That's
Reserve move is huge.
and
That's probably honestly, that is actually probably my favorite spell so far.
and quick turn.
Yeah.
I'll reserve move and face you with my archers. I'm going to shoot you.
Yeah. I mean, if you're skirmish, you don't even worry about that, right? You just want that reserve move.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
Let's see. Yeah, that's a good one. And Sapping Blight, Hex, cast 9+, range 12. Next start of turn subphase, enemy target suffers minus D3 modifier to strength to a minimum of 1. The spell may target an enemy unit engaged in combat. If the spell is cast, the effects of any other hex go away. Minus D3 to strength. At first, I was like, "Oh wow, that's amazing," because I'm thinking from a high elf perspective, like my white lions, my charging. But no, it's to the characteristic. So my strength 3 goes to 1, so I'm then swinging back at like normal essentially. It still hurts.
Yeah.
But I think the way that stacks is it would hit the characteristic of my charging dragon princes. They go to strength 1, but then since they charge lances, they'd be +2, so they'd be back to strength 3. Still sucks, but doesn't suck that much.
I think it's a great spell because anytime you're modifying strength or toughness of the opponent, that's huge. That's a great debuff. It's not as good as debuffing toughness. It's no itchy nuisance, right? But it's still, I mean, that's enough to makes your infantry stronger for sure. You just put the infantry block in front of them, you debuff their strength, and say, guess what? You're not going to win. My static combat res is going to win on anything you could possibly do to me at this point.
I wish it also maybe reduced initiative a little bit, just for like the elf on elf fight, to give you the upper hand on that. Because
because you got itchy nuisance flying around there, debuffing like 2 things for D3, right? And then you got like, why not? You know. The precedent has been set. So.
Yes. Yeah, good lore. Mm-hmm. I don't really hate anything in there. I have my preferences of a few, but I don't really hate anything.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. Also, we have these new things that a few things can take called kindreds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they're not called personas yet. Anyway. Wood elf kindreds.
Right.
So there's 2 kinds. There's altar kindreds, which that's the persona joke, and then noble kindreds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So altar kindreds, wood elf nobles, and mages only. If it has a character that does not belong to a noble kindred may belong to an altar kindred. Character does not select one of the following aspects from your blah blah blah. However, he must have joined by a character using the aspects to use that character's leadership. Okay, so altar kindred, you can't use their leadership. That's all they say.
Okay.
20 points, aspect of the hound. And any unit has joined to hit natural, get to reroll 1s to hit in combat.
Depending on what the weapon skill is, that can be very strong.
Yep. Aspect of the bear, 15 points. Infantry or cavalry only. Character who adopts this increases their strength and toughness characteristic by 1.
Wait, say that again.
The infantry or cavalry only. Aspect of the bear, 15 points. Increase just the character's strength and toughness by 1.
I thought they said decrease. Oh, wait.
Oh, no,
what?
increase.
Who are we debuffing you? Okay, gotcha.
I'm sure there's a place for it. I can't figure it out because you don't have armor anyway. And this won't affect the dragon's toughness if you put him on a dragon.
Yeah, I don't know. You make yourself slightly more survivable. I mean, we croon over the fact that you can make high elves, toughness 4.
Yeah, but I'm putting that to a unit with has like 2 up or 3 up armor and a 6 up ward.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and it's affecting the unit as well. Not all guy, right? Yeah. What's the points on that?
15. 5 less than the reroll 1s. It's not awful.
Yeah.
All right, next aspect of the board, 10 points. Improves armor piercing by 1. And if it charges, impact hits 1 from that character.
All right, so you give something a great weapon. You get -3 AP, -4 if you roll 6.
Yeah, 10 points, maybe.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And then aspect of the cat for 10 points. Armor Bane 1, and reroll failed to hit during a challenge. So if you can make a real combat heavy, I don't know if I haven't looked. Maybe if you make a real combat heavy, like he's there to protect your mage and your BSB, or maybe he is the BSB. I don't know. He's there to fight in challenges and win.
Right. Or maybe you put him on a dragon and you say to yourself, like, this is I'm going in with this dragon. I'm challenging every time.
Well, the dragon, the dragons not going to get it though. Just the guy on
The
top.
dragon's not, but the guy on top is. So I mean, that's
and he'll fight
depending on
first.
what, you know, you throw an ogre blade on that guy, you certainly don't want to be missing, right?
True.
So yeah, I don't know. It's possible.
Okay, next up, Noble Kindreds, kind of the reverse of the other one. Except for you can use the leadership still, it looks like. It's like if you're altar, you can't be noble. If you're noble, you can't be altar, whatever. All right, Glamour Weave Kindred, 25 points, mage only. 5-up ward, and gains Tree Spirit special rule, which we'll have to figure out what that is. Next up is Eternal Kindred. Actually, let's. I think I know where Tree Spirit's at. Let's look at that real quick.
All right.
I think it's in the core for them. Where are? What? Let's see. Whoop. Hey, calm down now. Tree Spirit. Mage. A character with this special rule cannot join a unit without. Oh, so they can join trees. Okay, gotcha.
Perfect.
Sure.
You can get your own personal. What's the name of that thing? Not Navi or whatever from
Yes.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yep. Well, I guess if you want to do a tree build and bring a level 4, you could probably do it in a good way like this.
Yeah.
And that unit gets to reroll natural ones to hit and, that's the next one. Next one, 20 points, Eternal Kindred. Infantry only. This and any unit they joined, reroll any hit rolls of 1 in combat. In addition, them and any units they've joined may reroll wound rolls during the combat phase while they're within 6 inches of a special feature. So special feature, there's not a ton of them out there. I know, so like at the Watchtower in the center of that one mission is a special feature. They're hated, and so this is a leak. Can't confirm it, but it's a leak. Bunny ears there. The Beastmen are going to be getting a Beast Totem, which might be the ageofsigmar one, as a model. That's a special feature.
Perfect.
So yeah, hey, just really, if you really hate Beastmen.
Yeah. So it all depends on like how, I think it's very like if your play group plays with a lot of like the special feature stuff, like honestly, they could and possibly maybe should be doing.
Yeah.
Just to add a little flavor to the games, that this should come into play more. And that's cool, just because there's a lot of cool terrain out there. Because that terrain piece usually has to go right in the middle of the board as well. Your special terrain piece based on the terrain rules, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
At least somewhere in that 12 by 12 area that usually doesn't have anything, from what I understand. So look that up. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So if it's in the middle of the table, that's certainly going to affect things. So yeah, but if it doesn't exist on the table, then clearly this means nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of like bringing the Green Knight and there's no trees. You're like, well,
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now for your home custom table, put the special features everywhere and take this guy every time.
Hell yeah.
All right, next up, 20 points, Wild Rider Kindred. Wood Elf Nobles only. Let's see. Must be mounted on Elven Steed or Great Stag, and only wear light armor. In addition, they gain Counter Charge, Frenzy, Furious Charge, and Talismanic Tattoos. So, extra attack, always be charging, and 6-up ward, but you're stuck in light armor.
Yeah.
So
this is absolutely glass cannon army, which it's always been.
Yeah.
Right, but for the combat especially, like, boy, you better hit hard, So the question is like with all that frenzy and stuff, are you just going to get baited out? Because if you are a glass cannon, the only way that really works is that you make sure you pick your targets well, you hammer those targets, and you make those targets go away. If you're hitting something that you don't want to be doing that to,
Yeah. Yep.
That it could be a tough mountain to climb. So I think it just sounded like this army to me is for somebody who really wants to get into the nitty gritty of this. Is not just push it forward.
No,
if you push this army forward, God help you. You know, like
Well, the lists in here is kind of a push forward list potentially.
it is a push forward list, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you just push it straight forward, you are not going to win with it. You
Right.
are going to have to, you know, get it where you want it to be and get it to hit what you want. And you can say that about any army, really, but when you don't have any staying power, it's just that much more important. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I do like is they have this. There's so far this book is being set up that if you want to push forward aggressive, you can lean it.
mhm.
So
Well, let's hope, because they're gonna need to hit. They're gonna need to hit hard.
all right, last one. Scout Kindred, 15 points, infantry only. Character of Scout Kindred gains quick shot and scout special rule. So there's that one was a Way Watcher, really good archer. Have him scout, backline. He could probably take out some stuff, harass, kill some war machines himself. So, although he might have scout himself already, or as an upgrade. So we'll see. And you know what? Just while we're here in the back, let's do the magic items real quick. I'm not gonna read all of them, but I'll just kind of pick through what might be interesting. Let's see. Oh, okay. The weapons look kind of fun. Vol's Wrath, 55 points. It's a 32-inch range. Strength +1, -2 AP, flaming, magical, multiple wounds.
All right.
And
so you put on a hero.
And once per
you get a
game,
strength 5 bow.
once per game, if you don't move before you shoot this, you can shoot it as a bolt thrower. Once per game.
55 points. And I got a bow of the Seafarer for 50.
Yeah.
It does it every time.
That's true. That's true.
You
Although-
know, like,
Although range of 32 is pretty good.
I mean, it is, but it's not much worse than 30, or not much better than 30.
True.
So,
True.
I don't know. And for 5 more points as well for a less efficient bow. I don't know. I feel like that could have been pointed maybe a little bit.
Maybe 45.
Yeah, probably 45. Yeah,
Oh,
let's be honest. 40, 45. You wouldn't have been hurting anything.
Let's see. This one's just fun. You know, Dave. He's like the master craftsman of the Wood Elves. He was technically Vol's avatar at the end times. 40 points. Here's his Reaper. Strength +1, AP -1, magical attacks. Wow. 40 points. Wow.
40 points?
Yeah. You're not taking that.
No. When they made, like, you know, when we did our fake, you know, kind of whatever, our Arcane journals for you know, when I did the first thing I thought about when I pointed something was, is there something better than this? Like, why would you take this? That's the first thing that came into my head. Like, why would anybody want to take this?
Exactly.
Right? And if they were going to, what would they be willing to pay for it? And I wonder sometimes if these, like, really? Like, and then I think that, like, what are some other things that are kind of like this? And what are the points costs? You know, like, because I think about the bow of the Seafarer versus that bow,
Or just
right? You know, and
just buy an ogre blade. You know.
And if you're trying to tell me, like, these are high elves and you know, they're very magical race, and so their stuff tends to be cheaper, okay, I buy that, you know. But go out and say that, you know. I feel better about it, you know.
Be honest about it.
I don't know. They have done that, like, what was it, 8th edition, 7th edition? They're like, hey, you know, high elves get more magic items, guys. Sorry,
they're magical.
You know, so I don't know, but that's not gonna do it. No. Nobody's taking that.
I'm not even going to read the last two because they're just so uninteresting for the weapons, actually. Magic armor, this one 40 points because it specifically says it's light armor. It's Mantle Rebirth. It also gives you regen 5+. That fits the army. Maybe a little expensive, but also it's like...
What's Mantle of Rebirth?
40 points, light armor, 5+ regen.
Oh.
But it says light armor.
That's terrible.
But in this army, that might be okay.
For 40 points, we have a Seed of Rebirth for 20.
I know we do. We do. Oh, you only get one of these. Don't worry. But in this army,
again,
this is their access to regen on one guy or that spell.
God, that sucks. You better have something else that's making up for it, man.
Well, let's check out the Cloak of Tumbling Leaves next. This is just funny now. Model troop type is regular infantry or heavy infantry only. It's light armor, because of course it has to be for this army. The wearer has Fly 10 and Swift Stride rule. However, it cannot join a unit. I'm trying to think. Maybe a Great Stag. But even then, you're gonna be shot. You're just gonna be shot out.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to fly over units?
So I get this. Oh no, it has to be infantry or heavy infantry. So it has to be a character on foot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, by the way, the Falcon Horn exists. So like, as soon as that thing gets tuned,
yes, that's true. That's true.
Against those Bretonians that are like, a tree away, their border, right?
Yeah. Let's see. There's talismans. There's a magic resist one. Who cares? No one takes those. 25 points, single use. The bearer can reroll any fail to hit and 2 wounds made in combat phase. No. Maybe. 25 points. You got. Yeah. You're not gonna take a hit back, so you gotta make sure you kill. So that one maybe.
All
right. Magic standards. Oh, okay. Okay, we have an 80-point banner in the High Elves.
All right.
Gives us toughness +1, right?
Uh-huh.
Tapestry of Talzin. Battle standard and host of Talzin army of infamy only. So just not Grand Army. A model carrying this increases their command range to 18 inches. In addition, friendly units within the bearer's command range improve their leadership characteristics by 1.
So I guess you could possibly get like leadership 11 elves?
Technically.
Or can you go higher than 10?
Well, no, it's you use I don't know if you can go higher than 10, but it gives the units, so like units nearby that are maybe 8 or 9 go up by 1. Okay, if your meta has a ton of banshees and vampires that are screaming you to death, terrorgeists, and then the host of Talzin's for you.
Okay, but like that's not even stopping that much though.
No. Also, I think the host of Talzin's the more fun, flavorful army. Less to see in the competitive, so.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well,
all right, so hey, here's the banner for the Banner of the Wild Hunt only.
Okay. This has to be good, right?
When calculating combat results, a unit carrying the Banner of the Wild Hunt may claim an additional +1 combat points. In addition, may reroll pursuit rolls. Guess how many points that is?
Reroll pursuit rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to say 70 points.
Well, don't forget, there's +1 combat res in there.
Don't tell me this is like a 100-point banner, please.
It's 25 points.
It's 25 points?
It's so much better.
Yeah.
And that's the army you're going to take in a competitive setting. Let's be honest.
100%. Yeah. I said 70 because I figured it had to be overcosted.
No, very reasonably costed. I think I think you can just fit that on a standard bearer in a unit.
That's really good. Yeah.
All right.
Huh?
Not gonna worry about the next one. Increases some power level from a bound spell. 20 points. There's a banner that gives you quick shot special rule. That's pretty good for this army.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, quick shot's great.
Let's see.
I've been tempted, even to put the if we can go back to High Elves for a second, I've been tempted to do the one that takes away the -1 if you're standing and shooting.
Oh yeah, the Banner of Confidence. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Banner of Confidence. That's what it is. Yeah, so I mean that's, I don't know, like anytime you got a 25-point banner like that, it's gonna do stuff. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see that one quite a bit. It's almost like an auto take on your shooty unit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enchanted items. We have Crown of Antlers, 35 points, gives you some impact hits. D3, Armor Bane 1, -2 AP. That's pretty solid. Makes you a chariot essentially.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Any of those things, anything that gives you impact hits, it's going to hit at initiative 10.
Yep.
Let's go.
Hey, you want to challenge? Sure, let's go.
Yeah.
Moonstone of Hidden Ways, single use. You can cast the Forest Walker spell from the lore of Athel Lauren. Bound spell power level 3. So if you want to have that clutch extra reserve move roll and quick turn, 30 points. maybe expensive for single use, but I could see the use of it. Blight tipped arrow, single use. Okay, 15 points. Azrai longbow only, which I think is everything. Can be fired as normal from the bearer's Azrai longbow. If the enemy model suffers an unsaved wound from this, at the beginning of each start of turn subphase, they must take a toughness test. If failed, they immediately suffer a single wound. No armor or regen saves allowed, just ward.
Well, what does the bow do? What's the bow do? Like, what do we?
Well, it's just a big longbow. So it's gonna be probably what, strength 3, strength 4 at best, 32-inch range, I bet.
Okay.
Maybe AP, maybe
like
an
that.
AP. I don't know. I doubt it.
So no.
Yeah. 15 points? Nah. I mean,
no.
I could. This, like, so that's hitting like a button in my brain that I like, though. Like, I'm a high risk, high reward. Like, it's Kraith. I wish it wasn't single use.
Sure. It really shouldn't be, because what? Like, I could like throw some multiple wounds on this thing or something. Like, give me something that if this thing actually hits, and what are you really wanting to hit with this, right? You're not wanting to hit a singular infantry guy. You're wanting to hit a hero, right?
Yeah, or you want to hit a big monster, which good luck wounding it.
Right, exactly. You're not going to do it.
And it's going to pass its toughness test anyway.
Exactly. This is not going to happen.
All
so
right.
I don't know. Like, think about it, guys. Come on. Like, what are we doing with this?
All right. Orb of Midsummer. It's an arcane item. 35 points. Reroll casting roll once per turn. So hey, you know what Dark Elves and Wood and High Elves get to do for free?
Mm-hmm.
You too can do it for 35 points on your wizard.
God, if these guys aren't the I mean, just the stepchildren of the elves. Like, it's.
They have some good stuff. They have some good stuff. It's just these are not blowing me away.
Well, it's certainly not packed away in the magic items and the banners and such. So.
All right, Heartwood Pendant, 15 points. In addition to any lores of magic they know, bearer may know spells. Okay, so you can mix lores. Sure, you're just gonna take 2 level 4s, one with high magic, one with this lore of the wilds anyway.
Yeah. They have access to high magic.
Yeah, they can do high magic. They're
nice.
Mages. Yeah.
All right, now we're talking. So now you got reserve moves all over the place. You got ethereal units. Okay, now we're talking.
Sigil the Mage Queen, 25 points. Single use. I'm already out. You aren't. +2 to casting roll. Yeah, no, just take a power scroll.
How much is this thing though?
25 points.
God, that's so expensive for that.
Anyway, let's
single
look at
use. Even like, I mean, single use should be like 15 points, man. I don't know.
Unless it's like the horn that makes you stop flying or something like that. Sure.
Right. Unless in that case it should be 100 or just not in the game.
All right, let's look at the Orion's Wild Hunt army. A quick note, I think it doesn't technically... It's obviously going to be FAQ'd, and we're all just going to let it happen, but I technically think nowhere in here does it say, or on Orion's list, that says you can use him in this list.
Oh, really?
I think they didn't put the wording in properly, and then also in Orion, there is a question, because there's no added words to say that he could join a normal army, like a grand army. So it's like, obviously he needs to be in his Wild Hunt list. We're just like, okay, we're not done. But like, can he not join? He should be able to join that, right? Yeah, let that happen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna act underneath the assumption that he can join all the armies. Sure. All right. So 0 to 1, 50 points characters. Actually, they're 50 characters, 25 core, 50 special, 25 rare. So they're not doing the 33 thing, which is fine. 0 to 1 Glade Lords for 1,000 points. 0 to 1 Shadow Dancers, Spellsinger, Waystalker, so your flavor of noble, essentially. And the Glade Captains. There's no mages.
Wow.
But this army wants to go forward fast.
Better do it well.
Yep. Core, I do like this. 0 to 1 Wild Riders per 1,000 points. And Glade Riders. So 2 units of Wild Riders is my core. Okay. I don't hate that. You can beef them up. They'll want to go fast. Glade Riders also on horses. They can go fast too. They can do harassing. So, yeah, I don't hate the core choice at all. Special, 0 to 1 Sisters of the Thorn per 1,000 points. So there's where you can get your magic, because they're mounted. War Dancers, Warhawk Riders, Wild Riders, and Wood Elf Beast packs. And War Dancers are going to be important for something I'll clue into you that I've been hearing around. I can't say I took credit for it. Rare, 0 to 1 Way Watchers per way Stalkers taken. 0 to 3 Great Eagles per 1,000 points. And Deepwood Scouts and Wildwood Rangers. It's a little expensive to put Wildwood Rangers in rare, but I could see that point being there. But remind me about why War Dancers are kind of important in this list when we start talking about Orion, which will be soon.
Okay.
There's special rules. Wood Elf Nobles in Orion's Hunt Army may have talismanic tattoos for a cost of 10 points per model, so get a 6-up ward. I think it's a 6-up. Spirit of Kurna.
How much per model?
10 points per model for ward.
So each model is an extra 10 points?
Just nobles. Your characters.
Oh, okay.
Just your characters, yeah.
Okay.
That'd be crazy.
I was like, wait, what am I hearing? Okay.
No, and like I said, some things like War Dancers, they already have like those natively, so.
Okay.
You
You gotta take that for 10 points.
Yeah, that's you do. Spirit of Kurnos, 0 to 1 units of Glade Riders, Warhawk Riders, Wood Elf Beasts packs per 1,000 may have Furious Charge for 10 points. That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
But you also get Impetuous.
Mm-hmm.
Glade Riders? Yeah, an extra attack would be nice. What? Mm-hmm. I want my Impetuous Warhawk Riders, sir. I don't get that one. But it's an upgrade. You don't have to take it. And also it doesn't apply to the mount. Whatever. All right. Worthy of Kurnos. This is kind of fun. After deployment, before turn begins, nominate a single enemy character or single enemy model whose troop type is monster. It's marked by the Wild Hunt as a prize trophy. All models within friendly Orion's Army Hunt may reroll any rolls to hit of natural 1 in the shooting or combat phase against it. And if you kill it before the game ends, extra 100 victory points. I like that. That's perfect.
Like that too?
Fortunately, that's all the special rules they have. Tell you what, before we talk about the host of Talzin, we will talk about Orion real quick. 455 points. Move 9.
That's the rumor I heard. Yeah.
Yep. Move 9. Weapon skill 8. Ballistic skill 6. Strength 5. Toughness 5. Wounds 5. Initiative 8. Attacks 5. Leadership 10. This is a walking avatar of the elves. He also comes with 2 Hounds of Orion. They are part of a unit, so they form a unit. He's monstrous infantry. He has special rules, which we'll get to. Hounds have claws and fangs, which are just hand weapons. Orion also has Fear, Frenzy, Immune to Psychology, Move Through Cover, Magic Resist 2, Open Order, Stomp, D3 plus 2, Strikes First, Terror, Unbreakable. The Hounds have Fear, Frenzy, Immune to Psychology, Magical Attacks, Move Through Cover, Open Order, Spectral Hounds, Unbreakable. So Orion and his Hounds form a single unit, which Orion cannot leave. Should the unit be reduced to single wound, it remains in open order formation.
So if the Hounds are unbreakable, does that make Orion unbreakable then, since he's in the unit with them?
He has Unbreakable too himself.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
The Hounds are also, they have their own version of Ethereal, essentially. They can only be wounded by magical attacks.
Gotcha.
Now, before we get to Orion's stuff, this is why I want to talk about War Dancers. Because he's monstrous infantry, so he's infantry. Lone characters with cannons, because he only has he just has a ward save, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, maybe a regen, but he doesn't have an armor save really that I see.
It's just toughness 5
and toughness 5, wounds 5, and he's moving fast, but lone characters can't be targeted, or I think can avoid cannon shots, essentially. Either dive out of the way or can't be, or has to be a direct hit to hit them. But since he's with those Hounds form a unit, which means you just got to bounce through him, and he can't dive out of the way.
Yeah.
He is ripe to be picked off by a lot of shooting because those Hounds exist. Sure, basic our basic archers are shooting at him. You have to randomize, does it hit him or the hounds? And 2/3 of the time it'll bounce to a hound and it won't do anything, so you're probably not magical. But 2 cannons take this guy out pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep the war dancers nearby, infantry, less sniping out. So my army of charging badasses that want to get across the table, I want to be all cavalry with Orion. That's the theme. That's what you feel. That's what you want. No, you gotta take these war dancers to protect your avatar god that costs almost 500 points.
Yeah.
That's the only downside. It's like,
That is the problem, though, right? Like, that's what I mean about this army. It's just like, he's pointed at the cost of like a moon dragon, right?
I mean, like I said, he does have a 5-up ward, and at the start of each turn, each of your turns, roll dice on a 5+, gain a wound back. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Once per game.
If you get taken out in one turn by 2 cannonballs.
Right, which is why you want to kind of keep him near the unit to help save that sort of stuff from shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the Horn of Wild Hunt once per game in your command subphase. Friendly units in his command range gain Frenzy. And the unit may become frenzied even if it lost Frenzy early in his game. So that turn before you charge, and you don't care, you've lined up everything, that's going to be powerful. And the thing is, too, if Orion does not get shot, like him, especially if he's going to have those war dancers nearby to help protect him a little bit, they're going to kill whatever they touch. Because here's his weapon. Weapons.
Mm-hmm.
He has his bow, 30-inch range, strength, so strength 5, AP 1, magical attacks, multiple shots, D3+1.
Yeah.
I wish he had through and through because it's a pretty big bow, but.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the Spear of Kurnos, which has a ranged and combat attack. The range is 18, strength +1, -2. The combat is obviously combat, strength +1, AP -2. Both are magical attacks. Both have multiple wounds, D3. His spear, does act as a bolt thrower. So strength 6, AP 2, multiple wounds. So it's only 18-inch in range. 18 for that one.
18's pretty good. I'll take it.
He's going towards them anyway.
Yeah.
So
he's going to be moving. He's going to be probably at long range. So it's going to take him what?
Weapon skill 8.
What's his ballistic skill?
Ballistic skill 6.
6. So he's still going to go from a 2 to a 3, 3 to a 4. Yeah. So I mean, 50% chance, right? So, but not terrible. I don't hate it.
The only thing is, I wish he remained a lone character. That's my only thing.
Right.
Everything else about him, I love. And like I said, I think whatever he touches, he's gonna just absolutely wreck and just win it. So. But yeah, there's no wording that says he can go in any army right now. So, oh well. Oh wait, no, here it is. Maybe it's at the top. Orion may be included in any Wood Elf's army made using any army composition. He must be fielded. Okay, it's at the top. Usually it's been at the bottom here.
Yeah.
It's actually at the top, this one. Okay, so he can. All right, we're good. We're good. We're safe, everybody.
One less thing for the FAQ. Perfect.
They don't have to correct it. All right, let's look at the Host of Talzin next. If you're good with
Okay. Yeah.
So, characters. Once again, 50, 25, 50, 33 on rare, though. You get a little more rare in this unit. 0 to 1 Glade Lords or Spellweavers. So we got our level 4 back per 1,000 points. 0 to 1 Treeman Ancients per 1,000. 0 to 1 Warden of Talzin per 1,000, which is kind of like that Seaguard garrison for these guys. And then 0 to 1 Shadow Dancers per unit of War Dancers taken. And then Glade Captain, Spellslinger's Brain Strength. So all the heroes. You're getting all the fun.
Right.
Core, you have to have 1 unit of Eternal Guard, which I like them. You can take Dryads, 0 to 1 Glade Guard per 1,000, so that's your shooting. And 0 to 1 Deepwood Scouts may be taken as a core choice, which is good. Nice, really good shooting that I think they have the Ambusher or Scouts or something.
All right.
Special Deepwood Scouts, Guardians of Talzin, which is like your slightly better, kind of what you were doing with your Spearmen. Slightly better Spearmen. Wildwood Ranger, Sisters of the Thorn, and 0 to 2 units of Treekin per 1,000 points. And then rare is Treeman and War Dancers and 0 to 3 Great Eagles per 1,000. So
All right.
this is more the regimented style of Wood Elves. So like you want your Wood Elves to look like High Elves? Here you go.
Yeah, if you want access to the tree spirits and stuff like that and get them to do anything, this is the one for you as well.
Yep. And technically Ryan can go in here if you want to bring a Ryan for some reason.
Why not?
Yeah.
Honestly, right?
Let's see. They have hatred against Beastmen Brayherds. They know the lore of magic. Spells from Wood Elf. Let's see. In addition to lores of magic that may already be known by Wood Elf mages, Treeman Ancients, Branch Wraiths, they may also take spells from lore of the wilds, lore of magic. Oh, so okay. So that lore might only be for this army, potentially.
Oh, really?
Does that say on there?
Well, you can't take wizards in the other one anyway, so.
No, I meant for general.
Oh. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves as I read here.
How we doing?
Given the Lord, choose ones. I don't know. I might just be reading that wrong. So anyway, but still, if you like that lore spell, you're probably liking this army anyway. So let's see. Protectors of the Ancient Wood may reroll to hit into wounds. Natural 1 of combat while it controls a special feature. Okay, so if you get that center objective, you're gonna be pretty good. And then Awakened Wood. Any number of units of Dryads or Treekin may have the Ambusher special rule for 1 point per model. In addition, Treemen and Treeman Ancients can have Ambush for 10 points per model. So you can have your trees deep striking while your other elves move forward. That's kind of fun. That's thematic.
But no option for increasing either up or down when they come in.
No, unfortunately, I nothing like that in there.
Yeah.
And then the special character, Arloth, Lord of Talzin. Just basic elf dude. Great model. 170 points. Move 5, weapon skill 8. Ballistic skill 7. He's better than the god.
Right.
Strength 4, toughness 3, wounds 3, initiative 8, attacks 4, leadership 10. Heavy armor, shield, and his special spear. Bowls of the Bold, favor of the goddess, move through cover, rallying cry. His little eagle strikes first and stubborn. Stubborn's good. Stubborn's real good.
Yeah.
Let's see. He ignores all negative modifiers to his leadership test, or leadership characteristic. So if you take that banner, just crazy leader. Like this is the leadership army. That's why that banner's leadership, I guess.
Sure.
He has a 5-up ward save. And he has his bird that you have to roll dice. On 1 to 2 does nothing. On a 3+, it does some damage. Strength 4, AP -1. If suffers any unsaved wounds, initiative characteristics is reduced by D3 to a remainder of 1. And on a mark, so you nominate a single enemy model. So hopefully it's a character nearby within 18 inches to roll this. So it's a roll. It's fine, whatever. And his spear, combat, strength, so his strength 4, AP -1, armor bane 1, magical attacks. Pretty okay. 170.
I like that better than 455.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
What I like is some of his stuff here. So Wardens of Talzin, which I think are just upgraded Eternal Guard, essentially. 125 points. Oh, no, this is the character. Sorry. 125 points for him. May replace a Sasari Spear with an additional weapon or a great weapon. Can take a shield. And can take 75 magic points. Close order. Drilled. Elven reflexes. Immune to psychology. Move through cover. Parry. Strikes first. Stubborn. So kind of like a prince. Or he's like an in-between. It's like noble prince. That was it. They call it the betweeners. In-betweeners. Let's see. If he joins a unit of Guardians of Talzin, which we'll look at next, the unit gains immune to psychology. Should character leave, the unit also loses it. So that's pretty solid. And
psychology is okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a detriment because when you have immune to psych, you have to accept Like you can't flee.
Right.
And so depending on where that guy is, that could be really bad.
Now here's something. I'd like to see this for a lot of things. Parry. When fighting with a hand weapon and shield, or a sorry spear and shield, armor value increased by +1. For a unit that starts out with light armor,
Yeah.
so you got a shield, so 6 up, 5 up, 4 up. That's solid for this army.
Maybe that's a sign of things to come too, because that's a special rule called parry.
Special rule called parry.
Yeah, so I wonder if that might be sneaking into some update somewhere in the future.
I wouldn't mind that. And then the Guardians of Taliesin, the unit he wants to be in, as well as Arloth probably. They're 18 points a model. Basic elf profile. Weapon skill, weapon skill 5. I'm sorry, that's pretty good. Ballistic skill 4,
Yeah.
strength 3, tough 3, all that usual stuff. Shields, which you would absolutely because of something else they say here. Obviously, hero, standard bearer, musician, magic standard 50 points, and character can have 50 points as well. They have close order, drilled, elven reflexes, martial prowess, move through cover, stubborn, veteran, and parry. So there you go. You have a unit. It's going to be on a 4 up, stubborn, immune to psychology, with high weapon skill, with the spears, which the sorry spear has fight next to ranks. So you want good infantry? Here you go.
Yeah.
And AP -1, but strength 3. That's the downside. Only strength 3.
Still, AP -1. You like to see it,
Yeah, solid.
especially for something that fights in 2 ranks. So.
Yep. And then last unit to talk about here, the $110 Wood Elf Beast Packs. Neil, you ready?
Yes, give it to me.
All right, movement. Okay. Beast Keeper are 11 points each. That's the key. That's the base. Basic elf profile, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, 3/3, all that stuff.
All right.
They have hand weapon and light armor. Each Beast Keeper must take one of the following: 1 to 3 hounds for 8 points, 1 to 3 cats for 6 points, 1 to 3 boars for 11 points, and that's each. So 8 points for each one you want. 6 points for each cat, 11 points for each boar, or a bear for 20 points. There's also elven reflexes, motley crew, move through cover, run with the pack, and skirmishers. So they're skirmish. Run with the pack just says whatever has the highest movement in the unit, everything has that. Because obviously the beasts are slightly different. And any army, and here it is at the bottom. This is what I was looking for on Orion. It's like right here. Any unit, or this unit can join any army essentially. So, it's confused me about Orion there. But let's look at the beast packs themselves that these beast keepers have to take.
Gotcha.
All right, so the hounds, movement 9. That's good. Weapon skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 attack, initiative 3. Cats, movement 7. Weapon skill 4.
So that was the hounds. The hounds don't have any special rules. That's just the.
We'll get to those. Okay, actually no, you're right. We should. The hounds have motley crew, run with the pack, skirmishers, and warband. The cats.
Weapon skill 3 attacks.
Yep.
Strength 3.
Movement 9. So you might want to take one.
No AP though. No AP.
Claws, fangs, tusks, and teeth count as hand weapons. We'll see down below. The boars will have AP 1.
Okay. So
and
boars are winning currently.
Yes. Well, okay, so here's what it is. The hounds have high movement. The cats, armor bane 1, okay. Motley crew, run with the pack, skirmishers. Cats have armor bane 1 as well. And their movement 7. Rest of the stats are the same. Boars movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 4, toughness 4. They have furious charge. Motley crew, razor.
How many points?
11 points each for a boar. So 33 points plus 11 for the keeper.
44. Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah.
These units so far to me are sounding like, chaff, right? Well, you're going to use them the same way you're going to use your war lions for high elves, where it's like maybe you have to deal with it.
So
But
the thing is, like, the beast keepers are unit 1+, so you can take as many beast keepers into your unit as you want and pack in these animals with them and mix them up.
yeah.
So if you have one that has one hound, the whole unit's movement 9,
Hmm.
which is why you might want to take that. Cats with armor bane, not bad. The boars, furious charge, strength 4. They have the tusks, AP 1. And then the bear, it's only movement 5, weapon skill 4, strength 4, toughness 4. I'm not sure why he's not higher. Armored hide 1, so he has a little bit of armor. Causes fear, the other basic rules, but also has cleaving blow. Models a special rule, a natural 6 when making a to wound roll for attack made in combat. It has struck a cleaving bow. Enemy models whose troop type are regular infantry, light cavalry, heavy cavalry, or war beasts are not permitted armor or regen saves against cleaving blow. Only ward saves. But you can only get 1 bear per each beast keeper. So I don't know about you. That doesn't sound like a $110 kit to me.
No, I mean the models themselves are not, but like, I mean that's like, you get that utility in your army by buying a Tyrannoc chariot and just using the lions.
Yes.
And that, my friend, is not $110.
Well, you have to take
And those models
you have to take one
are
unit of white
not.
lions to bring those war lions,
Yeah,
which are good. I want to take them anyway.
that's insane. It's insanity. It's insanity. Somebody needs to tackle them. Before they put that out. Like they're about to hit the enter button to put that up on the web, and somebody needs to come out of that, like with one of those, ye olde like canes and just yanks them off the stage, like no, don't
Nope.
do it.
There is some good things in this book, and there's some good things in the Wood Elf army. I like some things in here, and other things I'm just like, I don't know why they wrote words.
Right.
Which is, it's.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're not seeing it too. And if we're not, then at least if I'm not, please let us know.
I very much would. Like, what am I missing in here? Like, and like the thing is, I think if you take the Wild Hunt and you go forward, like, you're not worried about magic. That's what I was doing with my my High Elf list. Like, I finally put magic back in, but it was just like no magic, hyper aggro, go forward, and that does work.
Yeah.
But that works against a certain skill set of people and below. Once you find someone who knows how to deal with it, you're not really getting anywhere. So Orion's Hunt can be good, and it's going to catch things off guard. And being in the meta regularly, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to get my Wood Elves out and try some of these, but not the Beast Packs, so I'm not going to buy those. But I have Orion. I'll give out. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think they're very themey armies and everything. I can't wait to see what people do with them.
Yes.
I am, like I said, I am Wood Elf curious. This might get me to try and build some lists and see what I can come up with and stuff too. So, but and if that's the case, maybe we'll try to accumulate a Wood Elf army. But as for right now, we're sticking to the shores of Wuthwan, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna be the true loyalists of the elves. Yeah, no, like I said, the thing is too, like, this book, it is so full of flavor, and I love that. Like, it is just rich and dripping with the flavor from start to finish. Even the rules, even if I don't like them, they're still flavorful. So I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, because I don't want everything turning into flavorless modern rule sets. So
sure.
Bring
back this kid, by the way.
Yeah, bring that. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I've never really seen one that I'm not even gonna say this is a miss of an Arcane journal, because I don't think any of them have been a miss. But this is probably on the lower third of my favorites.
Probably so.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I know we got Drew, one of our local guys over here, is a big Wood Elf player, so we'll play him at some point and see what he does with it. And maybe he'll thrash me and I'll think differently. So.
Yeah, like I said, it's after this event upcoming. I'll probably pull them out because this is fresh in my mind, and just see what I can make up, see what I can cook up with it. So why not? Yeah. Well, okay. Wood Elf Arcane Journal done. I've done a lot of talking.
Done, dusted. Hopefully some Beastmen reviews coming very shortly as well. Another army that I am curious. I am Beastman curious as well.
Maybe we'll let you do that one, and I'll react to it because I'm not Beastman curious at all. I'm definitely Wood Elf curious. So
Yeah.
I'm still excited to try this Arcane Journal, even if it's not my favorite. But yeah, well, maybe we'll let you hype up the Beastman.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool. As I said earlier, Neil, I think next week you're gonna take off because spend time with the family, rightfully so, before a wargaming weekend. Me and Alex are gonna do probably a shorter show. We're gonna talk about the Middle Earth strategy battle game that we're gonna be or event we're doing this weekend, and the week after that we'll get all three of us together. We'll talk about the Akron Brew Brawl upcoming. So
love it.
So yep, it'll be good. So anyway, we'll see you. I'll see you guys next week, and Neil will be sipping beer while he's mowing the lawn. Unless he's not going anywhere. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Catch you guys later.